This show is intended for adult audiences. You know, people with bills, backaches, responsibilities, and a functioning sense of humor. It contains strong language, stronger opinions, and the kind of jokes that might send the emotionally fragile into a full-blown meltdown. If you're easily offended, perpetually outraged, or think words are violence, this is your cue to clutch your pearls, grab a blankie, and sprint to your nearest safe space. Or, you know, just get in the sea. We won't miss you. For everyone else, buckle up and let's have some laughs.
Rated D for Dickhead.
Boys of the fans.
Hold on. What is that?
The Vindaluvian
We have
Empire
a
has
villain
joined the
Vindaluvian.
chat. Puny
That's definitely a thing.
humans.
He doesn't like us very much.
I do not like humans.
He
But I
does
have
not
come
like
to
humans.
study your opinion of Red Dwarf.
He has come to study
In
our
the chat,
opinion of Red
where
Dwarf.
we have the glorious emoji for the Vindaluvian Empire.
Yes,
I think
indeed.
he's
He
royalty.
must have-
Most Vindaluvians are shaved. I'm assuming that
yeah,
he must
no,
be.
he must be
I have
royalty. because-
grown my hair in order of my
Otherwise-
status as a conqueror.
That's true. He
All
has
right.
he has actually a big bushy mound of hair. Wait, all rise for the Vindaluvian Empire national anthem.
Why, thank you. That was a glorious time. In honor of this, I shall now remove myself from my host, and I shall let you speak with him directly. He supports our cause. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good move on playing that anthem, Will. I think you just saved everyone in the audience and here on the panel.
Yeah, maybe.
Legend.
Where am
Yeah.
I?
I turned my my allegiance temporarily to the Empire of Indaluvia. No one has a clue what the fuck is going on in the chat right now. It's brilliant. They haven't been paying attention to the law. The Vindaluvian Empire has pledged to exterminate us all.
Indeed. If you're a premium member, If you are a premium member, there's a Vindiluvian emote in the chat.
There is.
Feel free to use
There it is.
There's the Vindiluvian. Never forget that Vindiluvian lives matter, or VLM.
Indeed.
And hello, welcome once again to WTF Live, Mother Lickers. Yeah, boys.
Yes. Woo, boys and fans.
Boys and fans. Dramatica Law comes back and she doesn't like that there's law happening without her being involved, you know? That's what it is. Scum. That's right. He knows. There we go. Vindaloo forever. All right, guys. God, if you didn't catch the Gunman of the Apocalypse review last week, we got all into the lore of the Vindaluvian Empire, decided to pledge our allegiance to Vindaluvia forever, and that's why we now have to rise for the national anthem and all that rubbish. Anyway, it's Will of the Fans. Hello, my name's Will. See what I did there? Sorry for looking like a dead person. I was throwing up all day yesterday and I accidentally burst all the blood vessels in my face. So that's why I look as bad as I do. I feel fine. Don't worry. It's all going to be fine. And in the fact that we are 20 minutes into what should have been the stream already, I'm just going to go, hey, John, what's up?
Not too much. I will keep it short. Power's back, as you can see. So, yay. Good for that. Killed my laptop, basically. So, good thing I do have the PC here. I'm going to put all this stuff together tomorrow. And other than that, let's fucking go. I did a new episode of a Heavenly Jester show, the Jester's Act, yesterday. And surprise, Leon was... it went really well. Thankfully, Leon was a guest. And they were talking about anime. And I'll be honest, anime, especially contemporary anime and all this kind of stuff, not really my strong suit. So I just muted my mic because I had the annoying fan shit on the laptop, and I just let them talk. And then we talked about Fallout stuff that, season 2 coming up and whatnot. And I think it went actually really, really quite well as far as first runs for the new studio and everything like that. So there was a little bit of a tech issue, but I think that has more to do with Rumble syncing kind of stuff. But other than that, quite good. But we are already behind, so let's fucking go. Rhoda, share the link to the stream.
Yeah.
So
I've been disappeared for a bit. Yeah.
And everybody blame John for the show starting late, because I can shoulder that.
Blame
load.
John, even though he had literally nothing to do with it this time.
But either way, it's the internet lord. Just blame John. I can deal with it.
You were literally the last person I spoke to before I fell asleep. That sounds creepy.
You know what? Before we go any further with this, I need to make people who weren't here last week aware of the Vindaluvians. Okay, so
Yes.
all right, hold on. Here's where we get copyrighted.
I am Tarka Doll, an ambassador of the great Vindaluvian Empire.
The best bit was when the cat did it, because
It's
they had
Takadal
his
and
teeth the wrong way up.
Bindi
the right
Baji.
way up.
Yeah.
Well, his fans on the bottom are just like, they set it off.
Exactly.
Is this so? Humans? The Vindaluvian people despise all humans.
It's the way the chin moves his head.
That's like all humans.
They are the vermin of the universe. Is that not right, Bindi Baji?
Bindi Baji.
The Vindaluvian Empire has pledged to exterminate them all.
It's the tongue at the end. Pledged to exterminate them all.
What's the eye?
Exterminate. I
Right,
mean,
that's-
imagine if they had
In case
Maybe
that
they
hasn't
added the
led
Doctor Who.
enough context yet, let me play the scene out.
We will not rest until that task is completed. Lister?
Now you understand. Vindaluvian Empire forever, everybody. There we go. All right,
right.
Rhoda, please continue.
Yeah, imagine if they had Dwayne Dibley there and he's like, I can't handle any of that. Can somebody give me some
those
fish
buck
and chips? And can you imagine how they would have done that?
I'm sorry, I was lost in Dramatical Law's comment.
Oh, I haven't read it.
Something about an upside down blowjob, you know. Just
I mean, we are learning more about Dramatica's lore, evidently at this point.
yeah.
Well,
Hope her
you-
pain
you
has gone away. by the way.
Are from upside down land.
Anyway, I guess that's an intro. Is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, you know anything about the Guardian sales or?
No, that's why I've been away. Because
We are off to one hell
I've
of an
been away.
auspicious start today, guys. This is a new low even for us.
We
I-
are not
I-
professional. We
Not
are
only
proving
late,
it.
but good. Hey,
Been the blowjob.
I went up to London for the Marilyn Manson gig at Wembley Arena.
and you didn't get stabbed. You were worried.
Yeah, and I didn't get stabbed. Like I must either like move really quick.
Or maybe
No, I
you just
must
got
just
like a
move really
perception
quick.
filter over you, so people don't notice you or something.
Oh yeah,
saw-
yeah. I'm
Saw Marilyn Manson in concert.
what's it called?
You've got the Doctor Who perception filter over you. That's what it is.
No, I've got the Heat Strikers Guide one. It's much better.
SEP field. Someone else's problem.
Oh, someone
Yes,
else's problem.
SEP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, an SEP. That's right, Helsa. Yo.
For some reason, I was thinking of an AT field, but that's Neon Genesis Evangelion. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes.
I saw Marilyn Manson in concert probably about close to 25 years ago.
I'm glad to
Oh,
say
he
I've
was
never
dead.
seen.
I was
Marilyn
was
Manson.
right up against the rails. I was
He
literally.
used to get absolutely fucked before every performance and
He used
just
to cut himself
used
on
to-
stage.
He used to.
Oh, yeah.
He used to take. Like, he used to wear a G-string, a thong.
Yeah.
At least the show
Yes.
that I was at, and he would.
This is why I
and
never
was
went to see
literally
him.
like, I was 4 feet away from the apple of Sodom, to put it mildly.
About
where
you
he,
say the
yeah, he,
apple
he
of
pulled,
away
he
from the
pulled,
apple of
yeah,
Sodom.
he
Okay,
bent
I
over
got-
and he pulled,
you.
pulled away his underoos, and yeah, he had his apple.
I'm
no-
going to be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
I've got.
Yeah,
Like in
Yeah.
2007 when he was still
I was
waiting
not.
on-
I did not consent. It just happened. So.
I've got, the faggot king here, Richard, to tell me about that.
But
Helzo, would you like to do an
about
intro?
14 years ago, he toured with Alice Cooper, and they
Apparently
kind of
not.
like became mates, and he decided not to be as fat anymore. And every
Yeah.
fucking tour that he's done since then has been fucking amazing, as was the gig that I saw 2 nights ago.
Nice. Pretty
That's
much.
Marilyn.
That's what going to Marilyn Manson concert is. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's nice. It's nice. I would do an intro. I've been well. Finished Siberia 1, started Siberia 2 today. Amazing games. Very, very good remake. Yesterday, I had the honor to play a Telecaster guitar, and yeah, I kind of went.
That's
into
my
heaven.
favorite guitar.
It was a cheap ass Telecaster copy on my rehearsal because my guitar broke a string, and the other guitarist, my friend just brought his own like $150 guitar, man. Sounded like heaven was coming.
Yes.
Like the safe for work
Coming.
version of coming.
Like
No, the
spooging.
safe for work. Arriving. Like it was descending
Telecaster
up
is
from the
Telecaster is
heavens.
Telecaster.
J'arrive.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I disagree
After
with that
that,
quite
I just do
strongly.
that.
The Telecaster is the greatest guitar design in the world.
I think so. Yes, I would
Mhm.
concur that this is probably one of the greatest guitars, if not the greatest guitars. And I'm prepping for a busy week at work before my sabbatical, 1 month PTO, and I'll be taking some rest next week as well because I'm sleepless, burnt out, and I don't know when
That's cool.
exactly I'm
If
gonna
by
do it.
next week you've decided you want to participate, I will not blame you. We'll be doing one of the funniest episodes of Red Dwarf ever, which will be
Oh, you're
Ticket to
selling
Ride.
me a pitch right now, right? You're selling me a
Well,
pitch.
I'm just letting you know. You might feel like you missed out if you don't catch the first 2 episodes of Series 7. You'll be missing
Wait,
the
wait. I-
be
I-
missing
no,
one of
no,
the
no,
funny.
no,
on
no,
Sunday.
we
The main
can't.
issue with me on Sunday is
We need
at
an
this
episode
time.
each.
I'm just letting you
No, no.
know that the
Yeah.
next week, if we do the usual pattern, next week we'll be doing Tika to Ride and Stoke Me a Clipper.
Yeah, and
All
this
right,
is the
Rimmer's-
first
But
time.
Rimmer's-
the
which
thing is that
Rimmer's-
next week,
It's
this time
Rimmer's
I'm going to be
exit
having a
from the
rehearsal.
series.
Yeah, this is a first time we have a cliffhanger today.
I'm just letting you know that next week we'll be doing not only a ridiculously funny episode set in Dallas in 1963, but also the exit of Rimmer from the series. So,
Oh fuck!
so
look,
I'm
The
just
issue is
letting
that
you
on
know
Sunday,
Just put it out there,
that's
Mr.
what we have
Tracy.
to
the
do
issue is that
next.
on Sunday at this time that we're currently right now, I shall be on rehearsal because we're pre-concert. We're having a
Oh,
concert on
fuck.
5th of December. That's the
Oh,
issue,
that's
and I
good.
want to get my weekend free for that rehearsal because we need to. We have 2 new people in the band, and we need to get the steam rolling. You know, but I'm from 4 to 6 now. It's 4:30 here. If I might get at least back for the late show. I don't know.
All
I
right,
can.
we'll see
Always
what we can
join
do.
via
We'll see what we
phone.
can do.
We
We'll
we,
see what
we
we can
learned
do.
on Thursday, you know. My power went out and I still showed up
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
stream.
I would hate for him to miss something like that because it's a really big deal. It's probably the most. I mean, it's the most like consequential thing that will have happened in Red Dwarf thus far when we get to it, because Rimmer will leave the series. So
We can
for a
just,
while
like,
anyway.
do a Jackbot stream instead. You know.
We'll
And-
see. Maybe we get 50 memberships today, huh? We actually have to do a little bit of Jackbox anyway, only about an hour or so.
Oh
because
yeah,
we
we
did
do,
miss-
aren't we?
we kind of I decided we owe it because last time got so fucked up. You know, we didn't really get to play for very long. So given that we're
My power
already
was out, so yeah.
30 minutes into what should have been the stream, we probably should get to the actual thing. But briefly before that, I just wanted to do a little bit of slut news. Because
Sluts?
I don't know
Wow.
why this just made me laugh right before the show, and I thought it would be funny to bring up. Apparently, our buddy Bonnie Blue has now been
train station.
not this guy. I don't know who this guy is. This fucking videos just keep recycling. Apparently, she's been attacked by a friend of hers who is way hotter than her, by the way.
Oh yeah.
For apparently deciding she's going to go back to Australia and start shagging 18-year-old boys again. Because that's what you do when you're 27 and you look like you're 37, you know?
Right,
I mean,
right,
like
right.
literally, like this other chick here, right? This is a actual porn star.
Yeah,
And this is
you know-
Bonnie Blue. And
Yeah.
she's
Oh, yeah.
only a couple of years, I think, older. Annie Knight is the porn star's name. And she's only, well, she's fucking hot, you know? But she's
You know, there's a reason why I always say it's
they're the same
it's-
fucking age.
Yeah,
right.
of course,
But again,
you
this
have
is why I
to-
say it's not the years, it's the mileage.
Yeah.
There are Model Ts that look like they were just taken out of the factory, and they're
It's
over
like
100
taking a
years
regular
old.
car
And there's
taking a
people who take Bugattis off of out of the parking lot and just go and
Wreck
slam
them,
them right
yeah.
into a wall. So you know,
John's talking to me about classic Fords that you can make into drag races.
I bet. See, this is the other girl,
mhm.
and she ain't. I think she's the same age as Bonnie Blue, and
Yeah, it's like
and despite
car
the fact
and
that
having
she
a
works
taxi.
as a professional in the industry, she actually looks like she's got a lot more tread on the tires. Let's just say.
Right.
I thought this opportunity to roast Bonnie Blue because she's a disgusting, pus-filled bubo, as Crichton would say.
She is shameless. We're just checking to see if she's grown in any regard. That's all.
No, she hasn't. I actually tweeted earlier on, like, her friend literally said, "Has she no shame?" And I just screenshot porn star slams Bonnie Blue and said, "Yeah, for her it was Tuesday." You know? Or Bonnie Blue, shame, buddy. You're looking at a woman who volunteered to be imprisoned and treated like a human glory hole for anyone who wanted to show up.
Right. Right.
You know, like, no, there is no such thing as shame when it comes to body play. So anyway, there you go. That was a nice little non sequitur to cleanse the palate before we get into Red Dwarf, because we have got to begin with Rimmerworld, which I've made mention of a few times, because it has been, well, you know, it's the last great psychoanalysis of Rimmer, this Rimmer anyway, as we know him, and there'll be a reason why I say this Rimmer, because, you know, like I said, he's gonna leave. But yeah, we're gonna go into Rimmerworld, which is a very funny episode. Funnily enough, whenever I'm watching it, I am always amazed by how little of the episode you actually spend on Rimmerworld.
Right.
Like, it's not like the others. I feel like that the pacing on this one, I actually don't hate the pacing on this at all. I just think that the reason you don't spend so much time on Rimmerworld is because probably, and this is just a hunch, is because they probably have run completely flat out of ideas of what to do with Rimmer at this point. What else is there?
Well,
Like-
I would like to place it more in favor of the writers and say,
Oh, I'm not criticizing it.
they know, you know who Rimmer is.
Exactly. Yes, agreed. This was not a
There's
criticism
a
in
few
any way
sight
at all.
gags, but that's all
Yeah.
you really need to do.
You don't at this point need anything. If you've watched the show, you know everything there is to know about Arnold Judas Rimmer at this point. You've seen him living with a copy of himself and falling out with himself. You've seen him literally try and inhabit the body of a living person whose body he doesn't own and completely abuse it. You've seen him turn into a complete lunatic, raving madman when he's put in charge of an army. You've seen him blame himself
out of
for
guilt. Yep.
Yeah, convict himself into a massive guilt. Yeah, for things that he couldn't possibly have been responsible for. You've watched his own psyche torture him, manifested in a world created from it. You know, like there really isn't much left to do. You've watched him actually be noble.
If you're in
occasionally.
trouble, he will save the day.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we
And
will.
you have
That's
watched him
episode
also
3.
experience his deepest desire, which are, again, self-loathing and destruction.
Yeah, and of course, Better Than Life, where we watched that he actually could not even begin to comprehend any kind of manifest destiny of happiness for himself. He literally had to suffer.
Yeah, and we've even seen him grow in the sense that he actually chose to, you know, show care and love.
Oh, he sacrificed himself on Hollow Ship. Yeah.
So,
And
he got his end away.
What was the most recent one we had? No, it wasn't really a Rimmer episode yet this season. Not at all, actually. We had Sirens, which is more of a Lister episode. Legion, which is an ensemble. Gunman in the Apocalypse, absolutely a Crichton or an ensemble. Emo Hawk, ensemble, borderline Lister, and now you get the Rimmer episode. So the point is, there really isn't a lot left to do with Rimmer at this point in terms of diving into him as a character. The only thing left would be, what if he were allowed to create an entire civilization of clones of himself?
Indeed. Have a good night, Laura. Watch out for Vindiluvians.
That's right. Thank you, Laura. But before she goes, I wanted to read her super chat. So first of all, St. Hugo came in for €2 rather. Says, and yet Will using a red shirt and cap is more odd. Yeah, I know. For some reason, no one on SNH could get over the fact that I was wearing a red shirt and a red hat. Well, it was mostly Hypno, actually. He was just sort of transfixed by it. I think he thinks maybe I'm gimmick infringing because he thinks red maybe is his color. I don't know. In any case, we had a good time earlier on playing Sonic Racers. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, I would have joined in on that.
Well, then, you know, we'll see. I mean, at the moment, it's an SNH after party kind of vibe where it's like the guys on the panel will play together. And I wanted to be there for one of them because I'm very often I have to dip right after the show. So I stuck around and we played for a good couple of hours. And I did all right, considering I haven't played it that much. 3 hours. I came first once, I think, mostly the middle. And that's pretty good. Leon was dominating all of us, of course, because he's put 110 hours into that game. So, there it is. Anyway, yeah, red. I'm wearing red. Stop the presses, apparently. Fuck.
It's Red Dwarf.
It's got Naruto on it too. So
Nice.
blue. A great big fucking Rasengan. Anyway, dramatic laws here for Australian 299 says I'm meh. I'm considering going to the news for help. This would be related to her, physical issues that she's having, which are related
And
to
the NHS.
lady problems, and the Australian NHS and even private practice doctors are telling her to go hit the road. So basically, Australian doctors suck my nutsack. You have a Hippocratic oath, right? You're supposed to do no harm, and refusing to treat someone who obviously needs it would be doing harm. So maybe it's a hypocritical oath.
That's what I was thinking. I was gonna
more
I
like
was
a
waiting
hypocritical
for-
oath. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So maybe
It
you
has
should
changed.
just suck a dick and fucking operate if you actually give a shit, or find some kind of payment plan. Help this young lady, you absolute bastards. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. And if you do want to go to the news, you absolutely should. And you should find as many people as possible to vouch for you. And yes, take it national, make some fucking noise, get politicians involved. If they don't want to talk, you talk to other politicians, you talk to other countries' politicians, make a fucking big stink about it. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Then she comes back and says, waiting until January, then ask current fair to help me. Okay, if that's the way you want to play it, that's your prerogative, of course, your body. But don't suffer for want of causing trouble. They're causing you trouble.
Yeah.
Punch back. It's important.
Yeah, you got lots and lots and lots of friends here. We will have here. If you're
I'm pretty sure if you put a gift send go up, you'd probably make the money to pay for it.
like now.
Yeah,
Absolutely. If you do it, yeah.
I
We're gonna
bet.
share it. We're gonna post it. We're gonna contribute. Whatever.
We have a great.
It will probably take us 45 seconds though.
Yeah, and I'll pop on other shows and shout you out as well.
Absolutely.
No problem. Fuck these people. They are scum of the earth. They're liars. They're actors. They're pretending to care.
They're
I
businessmen.
hate people who pretend to care. Yeah, they're in it for the wrong reasons. Simple.
Hypocritical.
Anyway, we love you here, and we hope you do well, and I hope you heard this. Don't shut up ever. There's no reason to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, James Opp is here just at the last minute for $5. Says it's because your lighting is making you extra ginger lately. I don't understand what. I think it's because my beard's grown out. I used to shave it shorter than this.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because my niece washed my shaver.
That will do it.
I've actually been meaning to bring it up for about a month now. I've had to be like trimming my beard with scissors and stuff, and it's not working. And so yeah, I've got an extra. My beard's always been ginger. It's just
that came from a good place though.
Well, the thing is, it's technically my wife's fault because sometimes objects other than clothes end up in the laundry basket, and instead of taking them out, new clothes get thrown on top, and then young one just goes like that into the washing machine. And I tried to save it, but I couldn't, so I had to order another one. Unfortunately, 2 typhoons have stopped any island to island deliveries, so I'm still waiting. One of these days I'll shave it off again, and I'll be all right.
We'll next Saturday. 2 typhoons and World Cup.
Yeah, well, I mean, God knows what the hell is going to happen. It's ridiculous. There's technically a typhoon right now. It's just not on this island. It's in the north in Manila.
Yeah.
So, God save them. They are eating a super typhoon at the moment. So they're actually getting what happened in 2021 to the Visayan Islands happening to them right now. So, yeah, it's pretty terrible. It's quite windy here and it's raining, but it's not a cause for alarm. If anyone from the Visayan Islands in the Philippines is watching, shut up. We're fine. All right. I've had enough of the damn panic all week. We're fine. So there we go.
Different for lip and all
Anyway,
that.
there we go. And thank you, James Up. Yes, I will do something about the beard as soon as I can. It is really red, yeah. The red bulb is picking it up big time. Anyway, whatever. We got to get a couple of episodes of Red Dwarf that we got to review, and we're at 45 minutes past the hour. So let's fucking start. Why don't we? Yeah. Okay. Red Dwarf Series 6, Episode 5, aka Rimmerworld, begins with Starbug in space, of course, as always, because that's the status quo. They are where they are, doing what they're doing. Crichton is doing stuff on a control panel. Rimmer's lying on a bench. This is a very funny
Pretty
scene.
sure Rimmerworld was the name of a video I used to sell. But it was completely different subject.
Are you sure it's not Rimming
You've been
World?
sitting on that
Or
for
Rim
a
My
long
World?
time. You've been sitting on that joke for a while.
Sitting on it.
He's been
Just
sitting on it,
waiting.
yes.
Yeah, I know. There's that joke too. Oh, fuck it.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
All right. It's good. I've been waiting for you to make a joke about rimming since the day we started. So we finally made it, guys. It only
There
took,
we are.
6 months or something. Fucking hell.
Something like that.
All right. Anyway, so here we go. Starbucks flying through space. Crichton's doing something. Rimmer's on a gurney. They're in the Medi Bay, which has changed shape again, or at least is being shot from a different angle. Crichton says, well, that's finished the test, sir. We just have to wait while the Navicomp processes the results. Unfortunately, I have had to allow for the fact that you cheated all your eye tests. He says, what do you mean cheated? Says, there's no point lying, sir. You crept in here last night knowing you were going to have a medical, and you copied the eye charts onto your shoes. Interesting that holograms need medicals. Of course, there will be. They do a good, reasonable job of explaining it in this episode, especially since the major plot of the episode will hinge on Rimmer having some DNA to share around, which is bonkers for a hologram, but okay, whatever. He says, I admit I might have taken a peek, but I'm a competitive man, Crichton. I always have been. That's what makes me what I am. He says, we're all perfectly well aware of what you are, sir. Results. He says, everything tickety-boo? He says, would you like to take a seat for a moment, sir? Problem? You don't have any next of kin, do you, sir? No, they all died of heart attacks. And not just heart attacks, aneurysms, strokes, brain clots, you name it. Are you of the school that, when faced with bad news, prefers to hear the news naked and unvarnished? Or are you of the ilk that prefers to live in happily and blissful ignorance of the nightmare you're facing? Ignorance, every time. It says, absolutely peachy. Sorry, guy goes, congratulations, sir. You've come storming through your medical with flying colors. See you next time. Because everything's okay. Absolutely peachy. He goes, I want to know, Crichton, if there's something wrong. He said, if there was something wrong, I would tell you. He said, even if I asked you not to? He says, well, no. In that case, I would lie to you and tell you everything was absolutely peachy. He says, Crichton, I want to know. That's why I asked for a medical. Is there bad news? He says, lie mode cancel. Yes, sir, I'm afraid there is. So he's, he's a bit nervous. He goes, I knew it. It's the headaches, isn't it? And the heart palpitations and the blackouts and the chest pains and the voices. It's some voices. Voices. He's got voices. Whoa. All right. He says it's something.
The outtake from this was, oh, it's the heart attacks, isn't it?
Plural, first of all.
Yeah. He says, sir, when you died, you were recreated as a hologram and your exact personality was refined to an algorithm and duplicated electronically. If the algorithm contained a flaw, the flaw would be duplicated also. He says, flaw? He says, it's not common, but it is possible for a hologram to die.
Dun, dun, dun.
Says, Crichton, kindly get to the point before I jam your nose between your cheeks and make it the filling of a buttock sandwich. says, I think I've skipped ahead, or I'm behind rather. He says, as a result of both genetics and environment, you are particularly prone to stress-related nervous disorders, and your activities over the past couple of years have pushed your brain to, well, frankly, beyond breaking point. So Rimmer immediately just stands up and goes,
Dead.
says, your T count, which is the hologrammatic equivalent of blood pressure, is higher than a hippie on the third day of an open-air festival. And if you wish to avoid a gigantic electronic aneurysm, it is imperative that you start a program of relaxation. He says, I see. And you thought the best way for me to start this program of relaxation was to tell me my brains are about to explode. You've got the bedside manner of an abattoir giblet gutter. Pretty brutal. By the way, guys, I forgot to say, fill the bars. Let's get some Jack Boggs. Let's get some titties. You know the drill. Fill the bars. Fill the bars. Fill the bars.
Not sure what happened, but Broforce just started playing in the background.
In support.
I don't know how I managed to do that. All I can assume is I must have touched the touchpad of the actual Steam Deck and
build it into existence, mate.
You touched it?
Well, it's got a touch capacitor screen, yeah, but I've got it blacked out right now, and so I must have actually
blacked out and you touched it. Okay.
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm going to move on anyway. Creighton says, I suggest try to avoid all stressful situations. Spend more time in your hard light form and take a little exercise. And here, try these Chinese worry balls whenever you feel anxious or tense. It gives them these two fucking, I don't know, iron balls or whatever, so you can hold your hand, grind them together. Lister comes in, says, hey, maybe some good news. Come and check it out. And leaves. And Rimmer says to Crichton that he doesn't want anyone to tell him. He doesn't want him to tell anyone about what's going on. And then we see Starbug is approaching the simulant ship from Gunman of the Apocalypse. Now, this is what I was talking about the other week. I was like, I know that woman's in another episode. I know we see that simulant again. This is it. I couldn't remember what the context was at the time, but here we go. So, yes, they've returned to the derelict cow skull-shaped simulant ship from Gunman of the Apocalypse. Lister says, there she blows. Cat says, like an answer, adding computer. And Cat is ridiculously competent in this episode. It's kind of crazy. I guess it had to happen eventually. They needed all four of them to be good at something, so fair enough. Rimmer says, what's this? Still holding the balls, by the way. Lister says, we come across this simulant ship we totaled a couple of weeks back. We're going to try and board it for supplies. And Crichton says, is that wise, sir? The scan says the superstructure is highly unstable and could go at any time. So you know how they're supposed to avoid stressing Rimmer out, or rather, they don't know that Rimmer is supposed to avoid stress. Well, the next scene will probably, play up to that a little bit. So Rimmer says, what if any of the simulants have survived? Cat says, there's an old cat saying, if you're going to eat tuna, expect bones. And Rimmer says, there's an old human saying, if you're going to talk garbage, expect pain. Lister says, look, we'll take our chances, okay, man? Rimmer says, no, Kay. They're cybernetically deranged mechanical killing machines. Not content with blasting their ship out of the sky, you now want to go back and steal what remains of their belongings? That's the metaphorical equivalent of flopping your wedding tackle into a lion's mouth and flicking his love spuds with a wet towel. Total insanity. It kind of is.
Kind of specific.
Although, if you are able to
John
do
played
that,
the long game, by the way, with the Rimmerworld remark. That's funny.
Patience.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, if you are able to manage to actually do that, you have some very long arms, I'm assuming.
Or a very long towel.
Right.
And very strong arms. Yeah. So Lister says, look, ever since that refrigeration unit packed in, we've had to live off a few pathetic handfuls of moss and fungi scraped off passing asteroids. I can't stand it anymore. Says Crichton says, well, sir, are you really saying you'd rather have a psychopathic mechanical killer rip off your skull and play your frontal nodes like a xylophone than have another bowl of my nourishing space nettle soup? Sorry, I fucked that line. Cat says, buddy, I'd hand him the sticks and hold up the sheet music. Rimmer says, Lister, they are simulants. Why on Io should they have food supplies? Lister says, because the ident computer says they do. Look, stocked to the gills. Crichton says, it's true, sir. Rogue simulants always carry large stocks of food supplies in order to prolong the torment of their torture victims. In some cases, they've kept subjects alive for over 40 years in a state of perpetual agony. Well, that should help the stress. Rimmer says, if we wanted to live in a state of perpetual agony, we'd let Lister play his guitar. We don't. I say drive on. What guitar? It broke last episode. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Right.
Lister says, Crichton, what's for dessert? And Crichton says, tonight, sir, asteroidal lichen stew followed by dandelion sorbet. Says we're going in. Crichton says to Lister, sir, can't you see your behavior is totally irrational? Rimmer says, in which case we can remove him from duty as per Space Corps Directive 196156. Crichton says, 196156. Any officer caught sniffing the saddle of the exercise bicycle in the women's gym will be discharged without trial.
Why?
Why
do you have such a
now?
Well, because as we
All
always
right.
say,
You only make laws when people, make it necessary. So-
When you need to make the laws, when these laws
something
needs to
has
be
happened.
made.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has to happen
Turns
more
out,
than once.
based on
so-
the list of Space Corps directives that Rimmer has inaccurately quoted. The Space Corps were manned by nothing but perverts and degenerates. So, just like
I don't
anything else,
find
that-
this implausible, by the way.
No.
If we ever go spacebound, I don't find this.
Well, have you ever seen
Oh,
how
yeah.
squaddies behave when they come to shore leave? You know,
And
They
as
pretty
we've
much
seen,
check
that,
everything, don't they?
nothing
we've
against
seen-
the squaddies, by the way. They're well within their rights. They have the money to pay for it, so whatever. But
Right,
you might say that there are, repercussions to trapping a load of men together for long periods of time. And we've already established in like Red Dwarf, although there were women on that ship, that voyages can take years.
right. And
So-
another thing we have learned in the course of human history is that the elites tend to be pretty pervy. I mean,
No.
human trafficking isn't a thing because poor people can afford it.
Say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's never been
yeah.
there's never been a poor human trafficker.
right.
or any of his clients either.
Clients,
Well,
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
working man 9 to 5 orders.
Exactly. So anyway, that's the Space Corps directive, and Crichton says, I'm sorry, sir, that doesn't quite get to the nub of the matter for me. Then he turns to Lister and says, sir, we have enough thistles and weeds and cultured fungus for you to scrum yourself stupid until the day you die. This foolhardy trip beggars logic. Well, maybe if you're you, yeah, but you know what Lister likes, so that's not going to cut it, is it? Anyway, Rimmer says, Lister, we'd be fools not to listen to him. When is he ever wrong? That's a new attitude from Rimmer towards Crichton, one that we'll see reflected in a moment. He says, all right, he might have a head shaped like an inexplicably popular fishing float, but he does operate from a position of total logic, and we'd be fools to ignore his sage counsel. Crichton says, at least let me and Mr. Rimmer go in your place. We are, after all, merely electronic life forms and therefore expendable. And Rimmer
Yeah,
says,
and the way that Rimmer changes his facial expression as soon
Chris
as
Barry, isn't it?
as soon as Crichton says me and Mr. Rimmer,
oh yeah, it's
and then Chris
abject
Barry
disgust, yeah.
changes Rimmer into no, we're not doing that, mate.
and there.
Yes, that exactly this,
Yeah.
sir.
Chris Barry is not exactly unlike Rowan Atkinson, just without quite the rubbery features that Rowan Atkinson has. But he does a lot with words, you know.
I
It's
think
very,
you just
very
gave him a
emotional.
great compliment, and I agree with it.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, and I'm sure he'd be very happy about that too. But it 100% is the same style. It's very British style actually of extreme facial acting, especially in comedy, to make mundane things farcical through nothing but it's Jim Carrey as well.
Which is basically the visual aid that enhances.
Extreme facial changes. Yeah, you just completely change gear on a dime. Rimmer's 1 minute he's Crichton is very, very smart, very sage, and then bang, and he's coming in. Because the next thing that he says, he's just literally said we would be fools to ignore his sage counsel. Then he says, let us go in first because we're electronic. And Rimmer says, what the smeg would you know, bogbot from hell? So
right. And the thing I enjoy about that quick little shift right there, of course, is he just paid him a compliment when it was convenient. And then as soon as it was no longer convenient,
it's no longer convenient. Not even like building up to it. It's a complete and total shift of gears.
All right. Yeah, the essence of Rimmer and a lot of woke tarts.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, so let's get some Dobon Honkeros. I'm going to start the goal. But so Lister says, there's something else I didn't want to say in front of the cat. Quick shot of the cat. The reserve fuel tank got punctured when we crashed into that giant ocean moon. If we don't resupply, we're out of power in 2, maybe 3 days. So, oh dear. Crichton says, but what about the readouts? He says, I rigged the readouts. He says, I rigged the readouts. I didn't want to cause any alarm. Rimmer says, you rigged the readouts. You didn't want to cause any alarm. And immediately starts hyperventilating again and starts recovering as he starts grinding the balls as Crichton says, please, sir, don't panic. He goes, it's not panic. It's a full-blown hysterical fit. Crichton says, grind those balls, sir. Grind them. And that gets a big dirty laugh from the audience. Rimmer grinding the balls says, so let me get this straight. If we board that ship and get captured, we're finished. However, if we board that ship and don't get captured, but the superstructure disintegrates around us, we're finished. On the other hand, if we board that ship and don't get captured and the superstructure doesn't disintegrate us, but we can't find any fuel, we are in fact finished. And Lister says, that's about the shape of it, yeah. So Crichton says, after you with the balls, sir. Lister says, look, we're out of options. We've got less choice than a Welsh fish and chip shop. Once again with the anti-English jokes. Interesting they never pick on the Scots. I think they're cleverer than that. But anyway,
well, I've got to say this from a local point of view. I've spent the majority of my life in England and a shorter part of my life in Scotland. I am not going to pick on the. I am not going to pick on the Scots. I'm really fucking not going to do that.
I'm Scottish.
I am just fucking not going to do that.
I walked in once to a pub in Scotland and got called a Sassenach dog. And then I explained that my father was from East Lothian, and I was bought a beer.
I mean, like
the same guy.
My mum.
Oh, of course.
Of course, yeah, man. My mum was like manager of the pub in her little village, which is like 40 minutes drive south from Edinburgh. On what's it fucking called? What's it called? The border county.
What? Where? I was doing something. I wasn't listening. Sorry.
In Scotland.
Yeah. Sorry, border county. I've lost the word for some reason.
You mean where Kendall is?
No. I mean where.
In Scotland.
Yeah.
Don't know. What, where Hadrian's Wall is? You mean Carlisle? Or Lockerbie? Or Dumfries? Or Hoyk?
It will come to me in a minute.
Langholm? I
And
don't
I'll
it probably
just
doesn't matter, mate.
it
Anyway.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it's interesting.
All right. Well, you think about it, and we'll move on. Anyway,
circle back.
so yeah, Welsh fish and chip shop. We've got to board that ship, even if it is on the brink of disintegration. Let's just pray the crew are rotting in silicon hell with all the photocopiers. That's a callback, I think, to Crichton's End of Series 3, when he says that photocopiers don't go to silicon heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's photocopiers that he says, or printers or something. I mean, I totally agree with the printers thing because I fucking hate them, and they hate me too.
Well, printers
Anyway,
are devilish.
Printers are the devil, mate. They were created purely to test the boundaries of human patience.
Right, and they only get more and more infuriating with each passing model, because now they have kill switches built into them, so that you have to buy new cartridges every.
I know,
years.
Planned obsolescence and all that. But even before that, I mean, printers are basically the only technology that I think you can buy that may not work, even if it is working out of the box.
Yeah.
And it does cost less to just buy a new printer than it does to restock the ink.
Yeah. Well, not here. It's actually very, very cheap ink, because they love to do everything on paper. But where we've digitized everything in the West, now printer ink is ludicrously expensive unless you want to fill them yourself, which is definitely the wiser option.
I remembered the moment you moved away from me. It's Roxburghshire.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Not that I have nothing to say about that anymore. I've forgotten what the hell the point was anymore of that. Yeah, sorry.
You're making fun of the Welsh of the show. But anyways,
we were talking about how they don't make fun of the Scots, because the Scots are tough as fuck, and they don't they don't put up with it like the Welsh do. Is the point? The Welsh would be like, all those bloody English, they just take the piss out of you, don't they? Like that, yeah. I can't do a Welsh accent. Well, sometimes I can. Anyway, so Rimmer says, look, you three go. I'm not leaving. Starbug. Lister says, fine, that's fair enough. Unless, of course, something weird and hideously ironic happens, like where you're away. While we're away, you get boarded by a rampaging party of crazed simulants in the rapid grip of bloodlust fever. So Rimmer decides, I'll go pack. Lister then tells him, bring your extra brown rubber safety pants. And Lister, like, he sort of turns to Lister. Lister says, and your hard light remote belt. We need all the hands we can muster. And the funny thing about this is Lister he turns around and just completely obeys what Lister has told him to do, which I thought was very interesting. Because honestly, he has actually completely become subservient to Lister at this point, even though he outranks him. It's what we've been talking about in the last 2 seasons or so, that Lister's stepped up and become the de facto captain of Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Also,
he's more of a man.
Current condition is kind of a little bit off the rails, like with all the panic attacks and everything. And so he's not acting like himself entirely.
No, but even so, I think John was going to say what I was thinking.
Lister's the most fully formed character at this point in time, so there is just a natural.
I don't know. I mean, maybe depends what you mean by fully formed.
Well, I mean, fully in terms of growth and actually being capable
around all
situation.
Yeah, right. He's mature-ish. You know, he's still got his idiosyncratic bullshit, the Listerisms, but he is capable and able, willing. At any time to throw down for the lives of everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, you
demonstrated what they would call leadership.
Sat up in the middle of the night, and he was like, "Oh, Smeg, am I steering this?" I am. Okay.
It's not the same Lister as even Series 4 with Whitehall. where like Rimmer doesn't believe that he can do this for a second.
He wasn't appointed a role of leadership. He just took it.
He just assumed it, yeah. And it's especially
yeah.
And it's happened especially since they've become.
It was put upon him. It was put upon him several times, and he denied it. And then he just thought, "Oh fuck it."
Well, I mean, Lister season 1 didn't want anything to do with it, right?
Yeah,
Lister exactly. Season 2, even season 3, still very immature. Season 5 starts to kind of wise up a bit. Season 6, they're in trouble. They've only got Starbug, and someone needs to tell people what the fuck to do because now they're on the back foot, and Lister steps up.
Yeah. He has been slowly like coming,
because we're getting very close now to the first episode I ever saw, which is the 3rd episode, I think, or fourth episode of series 7. And at that point,
we're getting so close to series 7. Series 7 is so fucking good.
Yeah,
I would say
it's the first season that was disparaged, and I think it's wrongly.
I firmly believe they lean into the drama a little more, but I think it does the show a good service. But what I'm saying here is, when I watched that episode, my first impression was that Lister was the captain.
Right. Well, I think at this point in time, it's pretty clear. Lister is far more invested in everyone else than they are. Conversely, because I still think that they're still invested in themselves, aside from Crichton. But he is
Crichton's not fit to be captain.
But Crichton is programmed to be that way, but Lister actually legitimately gives a shit about everyone in the situation.
Yeah, so, exactly. Rimmer has become exactly what he always was, and the very reason he was not fit for leadership. Cat, don't make me laugh. So it has to be Lister, and Lister knows that. So he's had to do what he's had to do. Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough. So, I always just thought that was an interesting bit there, when Rimmer just does as he's told. So anyway, back into the derelict we go. And now, well, not back. We've never been inside it before. This is the ship of the simulants that caused them to have the issue with the apocalypse virus and have to do all the Western shit last week.
Mm-hmm.
So they walk in, Crichton with his handy dandy doodad fucking MacGuffin of joy, the psi scan has life science. Cat says, if one of those suckers bumps into me, he'll be lunching on laser. Arms his bazookoid, says, last time we met, I was wearing the same outfit, and no one's going to survive to tell that story. So, yeah, not only did they take away from the cat's wardrobe, but they also have now written it in the fact that he doesn't have any clothes because they're stuck on the Starbug. So he only has like 2 outfits or 3 outfits to wear.
Right.
So that's cool. I like that a lot.
I do also like the setup of him saying that right there.
Yeah, because of what he's going to say later. Yeah. Lister says, listen, guys, I think now's as good a time as any to tell you. And Rimmer says, what? He says, we can't actually use the bazookoids. They're for psychological reasons only. Look, the scan said the superstructure is so unstable that even a loud noise could start a ship quake. That's why I skipped Chili's for breakfast. Then he looks at her, he goes, why are you all looking at me like that? And Cat says, like what? He says, like I'm a nostril hair in a Spanish omelette. Rimmer says, why didn't you tell us? He says, I didn't want to cause any panic. He goes, didn't want to cause any so he immediately starts freaking out again. Starts grinding his balls. Says, let me get this clear in my head. If we meet one of these totally deranged killing machines, we have to engage them in combat silently. What do we do? Whisper charge, tippy-toe up to them all with screaming shh and chloroform them with Lister's armpits? Priceless. Anyway, they walk along and Crichton discovers a teleporter. And the beginning of the fucking 2-episode arc begins.
Mm-hmm.
So they discovered this teleporter.
Run up to my favorite Red Dwarf quote ever.
Yeah. Crichton says it's not going to hold much longer, sir. They're getting crates to take back. Says we'd better make this the last batch. Lister says one more trip, Crichton. Let me get one more crate of that red hot West Indian red pepper sauce. Oh wait, okay. So anyway, in the background, the female simulant from Gunman of the Apocalypse lurches through a doorway, causing more rumbling from the ship's hull. She doesn't appear to be in very good shape. Crichton says, shh. She points her gun at the crew. She says, well, if it isn't my old friends, the human vermin, the scab of slime, the pus-sucking, puke-laden, walking cesspits of unspeakableness. Fuck. That's quite a put down. Cat says, she remembers us. She says, you annihilated my ship, slaughtered my fellow simulants, and you practically destroyed me. Yes, I remember you. Cat says, there's one thing you should know. Last time we met, I was wearing a cute little black number with peach trim and gold spangles. And although it looks like I'm wearing the same outfit today, it is in fact an entirely different cute little black number with completely different gold spangles. And the Crichton comes in and he says, that was an important speech, sir, and it needed to be made. But might I suggest that from this moment, the rest of the discourse is conducted by those with brains larger than a grape. And the cat points at his head and says, yeah, take it away, bud. So Lister says, okay, let's knock on the door and ask for Ronnie Reel. This is a classic stalemate situation. You can't use your weapons and neither can we. Let's chalk this one down to experience and we'll be on our merry way, yeah? Actually, as far as psychotic, deranged, ruthless killer simulants go, you're a bit of a babe. What are you doing tonight? And she says, dying, and shoots the ceiling, which causes the whole thing to rumble. Says, care to join me? Now, at this point, behind the simulant, Rimmer appears.
You can see him just behind.
Yeah, you can just see
the logo. Yeah.
Just pops in.
He will say for today.
And he's standing right next to something that Lister's clocked, but we haven't seen yet. And actually, yeah, Lister says, hey, come on, let's just talk, okay? We didn't start any of this. And I think that maybe now to Rimmer right. is a good time because he wants him to shoot her in the back, obviously, which is interesting because at one point Lister said he couldn't do that, but Rimmer said he could. Remember in the not her, but remember with the Justice World?
Yeah, remember they had that. Lister couldn't.
Yeah, he said, well, you could happily shoot him in the back. And Rimmer said, I could happily shoot him if he was on the job. By the way, guys, fill up the bars. What do I look like?
We've been busy steeped in lore, but you know.
Yeah,
I would like to see some titties.
Yeah, you would. So would I.
I would.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
I had to stare at Sonic the Hedgehog all day. I'd like to see something, human. So anyway, yeah. So he says maybe now is a good time to just sit down and parlay. So he's getting a bit annoyed because he's talking to Rimmer. He's not talking to her. She thinks he's talking to her, but he's talking to Rimmer. He says, let's not hang around. Let's just get on with it. The simulant who thinks he's talking to her says, there is nothing to discuss. In 60 seconds, you will be dead. Then Rimmer spots the escape pod that he's heading towards. And Lister says, you can't be serious. She says, I'm totally serious. He goes, I don't believe you're being serious. She says, I do not understand why you're having such problems grasping this concept. Because, of course, he's talking to Rimmer. She says, I'm a totally ruthless, amoral killing machine. So why, in the name of all that's putrid? It's funny how cartoonishly evil she is, by the way, like self-aware, pure evil. She says, don't you believe I'm serious? Lister says, again, looking at Rimmer, he goes, I'm going to say this one more time. You've still got a chance to change your mind. Think about it. Everything we've been through. Does none of that mean anything to you? Rimmer runs into the escape pod and launches it, which immediately causes a corridor collapse, which, well, I guess we maybe have already skipped it. But basically, the ceiling collapses on the simulant and kills her. So she's out of issue now. So Lister goes, cheers, Limmer. He started his ship quake. Crichton says, the superstructure's disintegrating. Cat says, the teleporter. And then Crichton says, I must warn you, sirs, the teleporter's not calibrated for human tissue. There's a 20% chance you'll be turned inside out when you materialize. Cat goes, let me check my lining. Checks the inside of his sleeve, says, innards and lavender. I can carry that off. So they dematerialize and they appear back on the midsection of Starbug. But apparently they've also traveled through time. So they are now, they've stumbled into, the teleport is obviously broken. So they've ended up traveling through time to the point where we'll see. So Cat says, what's this? What is it? So Crichton says, don't you remember, sir? This is a week last Thursday. In the panic, I must have made a programming error. And then past Crichton stands up and says, for goodness sake, Crichton, don't you know how rude it is to burst in on an earlier version of yourself without warning? You've made our day totally surreal now. I'm very cross. Now Crichton says, I'm very sorry, pardon my paradox. It's just that the simulant ship you're about to encounter, and then he says, we don't want to know what we're about to encounter. Don't compound your temporal faux pas by telling us our future. So past Rimmer says, where's the rangy, handsome one? And Lister says, what, you scarpered into the escape pod, you slimy, triple-faced, backstabbing Judas. So past Rimmer says, I'm safe then? Thank God for that. Past Crichton says, don't talk to him. He says, see what you've done now. Just get back to your own damn timeline. Crichton says, here we go. And poof. Oh, and then Lister literally says, well, be you later.
Right.
Which
and
I think that's kind of interesting. Hyper rushed, by the way. The fact that they are not at all bothered by the fact that they're visited by their future selves. I guess maybe it already happened to them, but we didn't see it.
Well, the interesting thing is even though this is not necessarily connected to the next episode, it does have some foreshadowing elements, such as this, with what's going to be going on about. So, yeah.
Also, I think that after all the things that they've been through in this season alone, I think time travel is the least weird thing that they're experiencing right now.
Yeah, probably.
True enough.
So anyway, the simulant ship completely explodes this time as they escape, and Cat says, all in all, 100% successful trip. Crichton says, sir, we lost Mr.
Rimmer.
Cat says, all in all, 100% successful trip. Lister's actually hurt. Like, genuinely hurt. Oh, disgusting. For the Bulgarian $5. Thank you. Says, it's easy. You just click and write, and boom, green all the way.
I need to make an example. Hey guys, that's how we feel with our and see the boobas. It's easy.
I see the boobas too, huh? Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, eh? Anyway, yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to find where I am. Crichton says, "Sir, I didn't get the opportunity to tell you, but right, Lister's hurt." Yeah, he says, "I can't believe he did that. Not even Rimmer." So yeah, Lister just, he genuinely can't believe at this point that Rimmer is still this guy through all that they've been,
Right.
And Crichton says, "Sir, I didn't have the opportunity to tell you earlier, but earlier today I discovered that Mr. Rimmer is suffering from a stress-related nervous disorder." Lister says, "Next time I see him, he'll be suffering from a fist-related teeth disorder." So yeah, now the escape pod is buggering off, and this is great because this is karma.
Yep.
Straight karma. Rimmer appears on the screen in contact now with not Red Dwarf, with Starbug. Says, "My escape plan worked then." Cat says, "What escape plan?" Says, "The valiant plan whereby I set off the disintegration of the ship's hull which he didn't want, by bravely leaping into the escape pod, thereby creating a diversion so you could." Actually, how did you escape? Crichton says, "Well, the teleporter." Yeah, whatever. He says that wasn't the only way, but as good as any, I suppose. Still, I'm sure no one's forgetting the sheer manliness and stiff upper lippedness of the diversionary part of the plan, and to hasten with all speed to the recovery of the modest hero of the hour. Oh,
Rimmer.
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 Fucking cuddle cow, man. Like, oh God. Like, he even describes himself as modest hero of the hour. Like, good God. Like, you know you're lying, Rimmer, you cowardly bastard. You know exactly what you are. You're still doing it, you son of a bitch. You see why they've run out of ideas for Rimmer? So anyway, Lister says, actually, Flash, that might be a bit of a problem. Rimmer says, what do you mean? Lister says, you're accelerating away from us, way above our top speed. Cretin says, I've logged into your ident computer, sir. Rogue simulants looted the pod from a colonization seeding ship constructed in the 25th century. There are no controls as such, and it is programmed to take you to the nearest planet with an S3 atmosphere. Rimmer says,
We're starting to see 7 out now, aren't we?
A bit, yeah. Rimmer says, how long is it going to take to get me back? Cretin says, let's see, shall we? Checking the local area. No, nothing there. Going to mid-range. Still nothing. Going to long range. Long range. Long range. Here we have it. Just computing. Rimmer says, well, how long? He says, have you still got those Chinese worry balls, sir? He says, yes. He says, well, start grinding them like you've never ground before. He says, how long? Lister says, just tell him. Let me tell him, Crichton. He says, how long? He goes, 1.5 years. Because that's ridiculous. You've got to find a way to get me back. Crichton says, well, we could try to bring you down with a round of fire from the laser cannon, sir. Cat says, form an orderly queue behind the gun sight. There's another way. He says, sir, there are no other options. Cat says, wait, something's happening. Something weird. Course change. He says, Lister says, check. Your guidance system's found a near S3 planet. It's taking you through that wormhole at 495372. He says, that's a lot better. You should make planetfall in 4 days. He says, isn't there some kind of time dilation problem when you go through a wormhole? He says, well, yes, there is. Since you're traveling through a compressed space, time will move more swiftly for the object passing through the wormhole. 1 minute on this side of the wormhole will represent many years on the other. He says, so is that good? He says, balls on standby, sir. He says, more than 1.5 years? He says, yes, sir, a little more. He says, how much more? He says, well, let's not beat about the bush. A lot more. He says, Crichton, that's still beating about the bush. Just tell me. He says, well, remember that medieval war, sir, that lasted quite a long time? The 30 Years' War? No, not that war, sir. The other one. The 100 Years' War? Now, take that figure and multiply it by 6. Then you'll come up with your golden number, sir. Is pinch me. Lister says, we're losing contact any minute. Rimmer says, 600 years with just myself as company. I'll go raving mad. Cat says, there's an old cat saying. But you don't want to hear it right now, bud. Lister says, on the upside, according to your inventory, the pod's stacked with solar accelerators. That should keep your hard light drive going as long as you need. Crichton says, and the pod was looted from a seeding ship. There may be emergency terraforming equipment on board, possibly even with a genetic capability. He says, but I'll never survive. I'm not the Robinson Crusoe type. I'm lousy at woodwork. I'm no good in the wild. Do you know, when I was at school, it took me 5 terms to make a tent peg. Jesus Christ. Just bend some metal. That's basically it. It says, how long is it going to take me to build a 2-story home with running water and a balcony stroke sun patio? 600 years? I won't have finished planing the wood. Mr. says, losing contact any second. See you in 8 lifetimes. Crichton says, one last word, sir. Remember your condition. Whatever happens, try to avoid stressful situations. Whatever befalls you, try and greet it with a smile on your lips and a song in your heart. Rimmer says, you are a total, complete and utter, total, and he fades out and enters the wormhole. So Crichton says, well, he's gone. Lister says, well, what do we do now? Cat says, nothing we can do. I know for a fact there's no champagne. No one hates him more than the cat.
Right?
His hate is pure. It's pure hate.
But it's hilarious. No. They make this joke about the recycled urine champagne or wine, like
in a second,
constantly. These next 2 episodes, it's kind of it's funny how prevalent.
It's not even just these.
This piss joke is.
Series 7 too. But yeah. So anyway, Crichton says, on our side of the timeline, time dilation phenomena, it will appear as if Mr. Rimmer has gone for just a few hours. But from Mr. Rimmer's point of view, he will have to wait 6 entire centuries for us to reach him. Lister says, to hell with champagne. We can celebrate with urine recycle. Yeah. Or urine recycle, but he always says urine for some reason. So, okay, the pod crashes on this desert. And we begin a rather lengthy monologue from Rimmer. He says, this is the personal log of Space Corps Hardlight hologram Arnold J. Rimmer. After landing, I ventured forth to explore the place I would be calling home for the next 2/3 of a millennium. A desert planet, the only life forms, the most basic single-celled protozoa, and me. Relationships would be difficult, but not impossible. That's bonkers. He says, I repaired to the pod to appraise the supply situation. The pod had indeed been looted from a seeding ship. Among the supplies, I found 2 strange devices labeled Eco-Accelerator rockets. I held out little hope that they might improve my lot, but launched them anyway. So, pew.
Do it in a montage.
Yeah.
For 6 days and nights, the entire planet was racked with storms, the like of which I'd never witnessed before or since. Then, just as suddenly, they stopped. In just 6 days, I had created my own world, lush and verdant. I had created Rimmerworld. I was Adam in my own Eden. I know. I was Adam in my own Eden, and only one thing was missing, my own Jane. As I studied the pod's textbooks, my excitement grew. It seemed entirely possible for me to create a fully grown female clone using my own DNA as a template. This, of course, created the most enormous moral dilemma. Technically, she would be my sister, and therefore unable to take me as her lover. After much soul-searching, I reluctantly decided, wait, what the hell? I just wouldn't tell her. After months of careful nurture,
Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Space banjos.
Sweet home Rimmerworld.
Sweet home Rimmerworld. There we go.
Where I'm my only girl.
Where I'm the boys and the girls.
Even better.
Couldn't have done it without you, though, man. So yeah, he decided he just wouldn't tell her. After months of careful nurture, months, by the way, the cocoon cracked. Something. By the way, this guy's way better built than Rimmer. But whatever. And where's dramatic allure when you every time there's a naked man, dramatic allure is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, she crashed out a while back.
I know, but she always bitches about the titties. And by the way, guys, fill the bar, titties. And she always complains that there are no shirtless men. Well, here's one.
Yeah, right there. Not only shirtless, but that's an ass.
Yeah, everythingless.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be totally honest.
So anyway, it makes you gay. Well, I got news for you.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
All right. Anyway, after months of careful nurture, the cocoon cracked. Something had gone hideously wrong. The clone was just an identical copy of me.
Sure.
The smile, like the yes. What did you expect? You know. I went back to the manuals and tried again, and that ends. We don't get to see what he does next, but we will see the result.
By the way, when you mentioned the word monologue, as of Friday night, there is a new John theme. We were hanging out on Toasties, and Jay Viper decided he asked why doesn't this exist yet, but we should coin the term the Johnologue. When I just
God, yeah,
right,
yeah.
And
I love Jay Viper for that, because he always comes. He's very good at neologism, a bit like I am, and I always vibe really well with those kinds of jokes. I love them. Johnologue is canon now.
Even better though, not only is it canon, Kyle was there with us, so there is actually a full-on rock song epic about the Johnologue.
Yes. He doesn't know how to make 10-second clips, only 4-minute songs. I know.
It's a banger. I'm like, dude, I'm
sure
gonna
it's
use
a banger,
that for
but
my
no one's
outro
gonna ever have
credits.
time to play it. You have to just get the best bit and turn it into a clip.
Well, I figure I'll use it for my end credits or whatever when I actually do my own stuff. But
I'm sure
something.
You will.
Yeah.
Lister says there she blows the S3 planet. Cat says Navicomp locked, entering atmosphere. Lister says got something. Try quadrant 4972. When did he start saying niner? Sounds so official. Anyway, according to the scanner's life signs, Crichton says confirmed. Thousands of them. Either Mr. Rimmer had the incredible good fortune of landing on a populated planet, or Cat says, what?
Oh, what?
Too hideous to contemplate. Cat says, preparing to land. For some reason, it's purple now. Never understood that. But anyway, they're on the they're in the woodland on the outskirts of Rimmerworld City or whatever. And Cat says, wait, nasal alert. Lister says, what? Are you getting something? Says, I sure am. My nasal hairs are quivering like an opera singer's bosom on the high notes. Titties. And Rimmer God 1 appears and shouts, halt, abomination. Well, there's 2 or 3 of them. That one, yeah. The other one jumps out and shouts, silence, travesty. Rimmer? Never have I seen such a hideously formed and unnaturally freakish deviant. Lister says, Rimmer? Says, silence, mutant. How dare you stand there and address a norm using that face? It's a revolting insult against nature. Lister says, this might sound a little corny. I can't even bring myself to say it. And the guy says, say what? Says, take us to your leader. Crichton says, oh, sir, how could you? Rimmerguard says, yes, let the great one judge them. Okay, so off we go. And we are here now as 2 Rimmers. And I know that the watermark makes this hard to see, chaps, but everyone in this scene, well,
is a man.
At some point is played by Rimmer. So basically, we've got Chris Barry, and 2 women. But we'll get to it.
They're also.
Anyway, and there's a gigantic H above the throne. Because once again, the significance of the H, it was a branding iron in Rimmer's own psyche. But to them, it's a symbol of honor or whatever. That's got nothing to do with the H. It's just they've decided that is what makes you the king.
Indeed.
So Rimmer Emperor,
it's an H for
wakes
hierarchy.
Up, awakens and says, who disturbs our royal snooze? And Lister says, Rimmer, it's me.
Rimmer.
He says, Rimmer, it's me. He says, dear Lord, what created such foulness? Sorry, my voice is not all it could be today. He says, is it the product of a marriage twixt woman and gerbil? You get a lot of jokes about about Craig Charles having kind of a gerbil face, and it's not inaccurate, you know. But you get the impression that this was born from them not liking each other years before. They'd started to just barely tolerate each other at this point, Craig Charles and Chris Barry. But anyway, Rimmer says, "Don't you remember 600 years ago? We used to be your shipmates. We've come to save you." And Rimmer Guard says, "We found them in the woods, your flared nostrilness." I love the fact that the worst qualities of Rimmer are considered great on Rimmerworld. So in many ways, it's the antithesis of Terraform. You know, when you had Rimmer's psychic world where everything was out to get him, on this world, everything is Rimmer and celebrates all of his worst traits. So it's the opposite.
Right.
But where's Rimmer is the question. And of course, the fate of Rimmer is exactly what you would expect. In a world of Rimmers, even Rimmer can't be ruled. He gets rimmered, yeah. So yeah. So he says, "We found them in the woods, your flared nostrilness, and have brought them here to be tried as travesties." And Cat says, "That ain't Goalpost Head. He doesn't smell right." Curtin says, "Agreed. He scans as organic, not hologram. The H symbol is an affectation. Possibly it has become a symbol of power." Emperor Rimmer says, "These deformed monsters are no sight for my concubines. My treasures of pulchritude. Run along." He gestures to one. "Avert your eyes from her great beauty," as she comes to give him.
Oh, yeah. I just got the fucking face of Arnie.
Yeah, and it's him. Of course, it's Rimmer. Oh,
there it is. There it
Avert
is.
your eyes from her great beauty.
Loving yourself just took a whole different meaning.
Avert your eyes from her great beauty.
If I'd have had lunch, I didn't want to bring it up.
So yeah,
that's what I'm
averting
my eyes from. Yes.
Yeah.
He kisses himself.
To be fair, and I think this is why they didn't have to spend too much time here in this Rimmerworld section, is because how are you going to top this joke? This was the ultimate joke that they were going to make.
I mean, that's it, really, isn't it? Once you've had that, you've had it. Yeah. JJ says H for hell. Tiny Toasty says titties. Yeah. Anyway, so she covers her face again, and he clears his throat. We see a guard uncovering his face. He says, "Let the trial begin before my jacuzzi water grows tepid." The guard says, "The three abominations stand charged on 8 counts of gross deviancy. Not content with not looking like the true image, they flaunt freakish behavior such as charm, bravery, compassion, and honor." Rimmer says, "Are there no signs of normalcy in these wretches? No cowardice or pomposity? No snidiness or smarm? Not even basic honest-to-goodness double-dealing two-facedness?" So, sire, these creatures did not even attempt to sell each other out for their own basic freedom. They lack even the most basic natural drives. River says, "How do you plead?" And Crichton says, "Sir, we wish to speak to the hologram known as Rimmer." He goes, "I am he." Says, "Not so. We are seeking the creator of your race, the father of your people, the first true Rimmer, the template for your species." Rimmer Emperor says, "Enough of this heresy. At the stroke of dawn, take them out and kill them. And when you've killed them, burn the bodies and bring me the cold ashes on a silver platter with a glass of chilled Sancerre." Now, you may not remember this, but in a previous episode, I can't remember which one exactly. It was either the one with the Risk game or Marooned. I think it's Risk, which is Camille. Mm-hmm. He says, "Generals are not out there going, 'Stitch that, Jimmy.' He says they're standing on the hill, drinking Sancerre, observing the battle. Right. So I just thought it was interesting that he's referenced that particular white wine.
No, it's well kept together. Yeah.
And Kat says, "This guy's an animal. Doesn't he know it's red wine with cold ashes?" And you get this brief glimmer of light off the H, by the way.
Okay.
Yep.
You see that?
What?
The H reflects the light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. I think it's an accident. But anyway, it doesn't matter anymore because they get sent to the dungeon where they immediately find this hand that you can probably just about make out with these two tiny fingernail-sized balls.
Very small balls.
Pushing them around in a little circle, grinding them.
With the other hand.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect, right? It's perfect. Tiny little worry balls. 600-year-old worry balls. As Lister says, Rime. Cat says, smell checks out. That truly is old toilet brush hair himself. Rimmer says, of course. I remember. Pointing at each of them. He says, Custer. Derek Custer. Kit. Titan. And Cat says, what's happened to him, bud? By the way, Smeg-heads has gifted a membership. Hello, Smeg-heads, and thank you very much. We appreciate you.
He's a smee. He's a smee. He's a smee. He's a smeg.
And that brings us rather magnificently to 2. Yes, we've doubled our memberships. Only 48 to go, guys.
We're getting there.
We're getting there, indeed.
It'll be such a long episode. We'll have to waylay the Jackbox. If we don't get the bar, then we won't do it. That's fine. Anyway, so here we go. Oh, Jeremiah has internet. Congratulations, buddy.
Indeed.
Good to know. Welcome back. Welcome back to the living. Anyway, so Rimmer says he calls him Derek, Custer, Kit, and Titan. Cat says, what's happened to him, bud? Crichton says, how long have you been in here, sir? In this godforsaken pit from hell. Rimmer points at the wall and Crichton starts counting the scratches. 557 years? Lester says, what? You've been stuck in this cell all that time. Cat says, what happened? Rimmer says, and again, it's Mr. Self-referential Rimmer, says, can you imagine a society composed entirely of me? Cat says, try not to. Last time I did, it took a week to dry the mattress. He says, thousands and thousands of backstabbing, treacherous, hypocritical, cowardly, slime-mongering Judases. They overthrew me. When they found out they couldn't damage my hard light drive, they locked me in here just so I could never threaten their insane lust for power. Once again, Rimmer faced with himself.
Yep.
Cat says, look, bud, I can understand them locking you up. But what have they got against me, Derek, and Titan?
Which I love.
He is so fucking stupid. It's baffling. Rimmer says anyone who deviates from the template is reviled. The smallest physical flaw, and they're banished from society. And anyone who displays behavior deemed out of character or un-Rimmer-like is punished by death. Lister says, is that why no one on... Oh, sorry, that's Lister. Is that why no one on the planet is brave, sexy, noble, or charming? Rimmer says, all crimes here. Cat says, man, I must be public enemy numbers 1, 2, and 3. But actually, you know what I find interesting about that line? He says brave, sexy, noble, and charming.
Right.
And Cat only lists 3. And the Cat is probably well aware that he's not a noble man, but he would definitely call himself brave, sexy, and charming.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
St. Hugo for the Euro 2. Have a peek into AI of the fans between eps. Oh, God. It's a thing? Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, so Crichton says, but sir, don't they realize the only way society can evolve is through mutations in the gene pool? When there is no richness or variety, congenital disorders and inherited lunacy are commonplace. Who can forget the famously insane European monarchies of the 19th and 20th centuries? But
indeed.
Rimmer says, oh, what have I created? Your own personal hell. Well, fun though it's been hearing about your last 500 years of total misery, shouldn't we be making skedaddle plans? I, for one, could not bear the prospect of being burned alive. Flames and peach? Oh, I'd rather die. Lister says, have you tried escaping, Rimmer? Rimmer says, the whole planet is populated by backstabbing slime balls. The minute I got out, I'd be sold back immediately. This is this is the thing. We've been making this joke for so long. So let's not go there. Lister says there's got to be a way out. There hasn't been a prison built that can hold Derek Custer. Says, why don't we scrape away the mortar here? Slide one of these bricks out. Using a rope weaved from strands of this Hessian. Rip up some kind of pulley system so that when a guard comes in, using it as a tripwire, gets laid out, and we put Rimmer in the guard's uniform. He leads us out, and we steal some swords and fight our way back to the bog. Crichton says, or we could just use the teleporter.
Or at a pinch, we could use the teleporter.
Yeah, Lister says, yeah. Or
Again,
at a pinch, we could use the teleporter, yeah. Or we could just use
I think he didn't say, an excellent plan, sir, with just one problem.
Yeah. Smeg-heads has gifted another membership. What a fucking legend. We appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Let's go, Grift Force! Doing it for the princesses!
And we're at 3.
That's right. We got triple
Then.
our numbers from the start.
Yeah, buddy. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much. So yeah. Hold on. I do not feel well.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm all right. Anyway, so yeah, we could use the teleporter. So of course they immediately use the teleporter because we're almost at the end of the episode. So they all grab the teleporter and immediately dematerialize, leaving Rimmerworld to its fate, I guess. It's fucking interesting. There's now what, thousands and thousands of extra Rimmers in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're never going to ever deal with that.
Their society is very similar to that in 40K because they're all just clones.
Yeah.
They're a society of dude clones.
Well, they're only about 1,300 years away from discovering space travel, so you know. Yeah. And God knows how long away from discovering interstellar space travel. So yeah, I think we'll be all right. Anyway, now they land in Starbug again. Oh, I've done it again. 2 anomalies in one day. I must have accidentally tapped into the previous calibration. And Rimmer says, oh, sorry about that. It's just that we're escaping from Rimmerworld. Listen, don't tell them that. They don't want to know the future. Poor old Rimmer doesn't want to know he's going to get persecuted for 6 centuries by a load of his own clones. Cat says, careful, bud. For a minute there, I thought you were going to let slip that he spends the next 557 years locked in a dungeon. They're obviously roasting the past Rimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And future Rimmer says, Rimmerworld. And Lister says, I'm seeing nothing, man. Don't want to spoil the surprise. Rimmer says, or the past Rimmer or future Rimmer says, Rimmerworld was weeks ago. We're far more concerned at the moment about the quite hideous thing that's happened to Lister.
Foreshadowing.
Says, he's right, bud. Where are you? Lister says, yeah, where am I? I don't want to know. He's not there. That's right.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah, setting up the next episode where we will discover what has happened to Lister. Apparently, for quite a long time.
Which is interesting because this does kind of break how the episodes generally are almost all bottle episodes, but this is one of the first times where they do actually do some setup for the next
actual
episode.
Cliffhanger, yeah.
Except part 1.
And you know, if you've seen Series 7, which I know you haven't, it's a setup for even more, because in Series 7, Lister contracts a fatal illness that wins. Almost. Maybe. Kind of. Sort of both. So there's that. But there you go. That was episode 5, Rimmerworld. Solid episode. I think they just it's getting hard to gush anymore because they're just all really good. You know, you just the standard has gone so high now compared to Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. What do you say? Hilarious, not slapstick, but hilarious, farcical, crazy comedy, the kind that Red Dwarf deals in day and night now.
Right.
I think I said it last time, but they're now extremely comfortable in what they're doing. Like it's an extremely comfortable, well synced drama plus comedy plus exposition plus dialogue. Whereas up until now, you always have something that kind of stood out, like that was the piece that was now being placed in the whole puzzle, and it stood out, let's say in the series or in a couple of episodes, and it was amazing. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. Finish your thought.
No, that was my thought. I mean, now it's like the puzzle is already set, and we can only admire how it evolves as a let's say as a whole moving picture.
Right, and not only have they evolved in just the aspects of the way the show's put together, but even in this, as just mentioned, they're actually taking on longer narratives beyond just the structure of the 30 minutes format. So, you know, it's really cool to see.
Yes, that too. And they're tackling it much. It's a much smoother experience to watch. You know, it's not.
Yeah. Agreed.
It doesn't feel like
watch
something.
But it flows so effortlessly now. This is Rob Grant and Doug Naylor still at this point anyway, writing characters that they have spent years on, characters that they know intimately, characters. It's the adage, of course, that when you've created really truly great characters, they tell you what they do when you're writing them, rather than the other way.
But I think I will. You're bringing out the Rob Grant and Doug Naylor thing. I think that it's like they knew that they were going to go their separate ways after this, and they both put everything in and kind of like mix it up and sort it out.
I think Grant knew. Because Grant is the one who broke up the partnership after Series 6.
Yeah. He left. He fucked off.
Ever since, it's only been Naylor, and it hasn't suffered actually.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people disagree with that, but I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed 7 and 8.
It's not just that, but they're still not working on it together now with 10, 11, and 12. It's still just Doug Naylor, and what I think is Doug Naylor was into the drama side, and he was also pushing hard for the movie.
Well,
by the end of Series 6, it became clear that the movie wasn't going to happen. Oh no! They still had the movie on the books, possibly for Series 7, which is why they shoot Series 7 single camera, so you get a lot more dynamic camera angles. It's like every episode's like a mini movie. But yeah, after this series, Rob Grant took his ball and went home, and then tried to sue for like royalties and stuff and such, and it got pretty heated. There's an interview with Robert Llewellyn Crichton, who when he said he was at like Naylor's house and Grant showed up with some lawyers and they went into a room and there was a lot of shouting. It was basically, I want all the money. You can't have all the money, that kind of stuff, you know? And so that's the fate of Grant Naylor.
Can you imagine if that happened with us? Like
that kind of shit happens with YouTubers all the time, buddy.
Yeah, but Rats, can you imagine if, like I mean, us lot specifically did that? It just
I would never do that. I'm not the kind of guy who would ever let. I've never let money come between me and friendship ever.
Exactly. There's two things that shouldn't come.
I'm a pauper because I have fucking never done that. But you know, well, I'm not a pauper, but you know,
we basically give all the money to John and say, when he had a bill to pay, John, can we have some money?
Can we have some money? I genuinely don't think that we're the kind of people that would do that. I think
no, we're not.
I think
that's exactly what I fucking mean.
It's one of the reasons I like this panel a lot is because we're not actually all egomaniacs.
Indeed,
we're all quite capable of shutting up and letting the flow of the show be what it must be. And I mean, I dominate because it's my channel, but I actually don't need to. Anytime any of you guys want to chime in, you know.
I mean, the thing is that we're having fun. Like I tried to explain this to certain people recently. Is that I come to a guest appearance here and not rest of doing it because I want to relax after like I work nine hours
or sometimes out.
10, 11. Yeah, and I'm geeking out. I have my morning stream, then I just want to geek out. I want to have fun and talk with cool people that I do consider friends as well. And this is one of the things that I actually did not expect that's going to happen when I rejoined YouTube, is that I'm going to meet so many people that are actually amazing people.
Yeah,
there's I've met some foreign people as well, but that's
I just distance myself. I just keep my distance from people like that.
Yeah. I'm just saying that
I don't get into relationships. I don't need relationships at this point in my life. I'm 40 years old. I'm married. I have plenty of friends all over the world. I don't need more friends, really.
Yeah,
frankly, I'm very happy to make more friends and to enjoy those relationships, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk and geek out and have fun and hopefully make some cash. But
I certainly don't try to really pull rank on any of it. I mean, perhaps it's benefited me, and like I do a lot of the production stuff for the various shows and whatnot, so inevitably I'm a part of them. But you know, like I said, Friday night, everyone's sitting there. Oh, here's a Jonologue. You know, it's like, well, yeah, I'm part of the show, but go ahead and make fun of it, and actually, please do make a song. And then yesterday, and yesterday when Leon showed up on our show, I just went and I put him in a more prominent position. I was like, you're the guest, so I'm just gonna put you right there, so that way when the comments come up, you know, you're not getting covered, because I don't really, you know,
that's right. That's what you should
have
do.
Good times. Yeah.
And so, you know, that's the way it works. And I feel bad for Rob Grant and Doug Naylor because they were partners and best friends for so long, years before they made Red Dwarf. They were writing Spitting Image. They were writing tons of other stuff. And they were involved with a bit of the Young Ones and lots of other classic British comedies. And then it just went to shit. And it seems that Grant just decided he'd had enough and nothing Naylor could tell him would actually bring him back to Red Dwarf. He wanted to do something else and thought and to be honest, I don't really know what he did next, which tells you that it didn't go so well.
Right.
Whereas I can tell you what Naylor did. He doubled down and tripled down and committed to Red Dwarf and gave us arguably 6 more seasons, although one of them is only 3 episodes. But you know what I mean? Like, and it's glorious, and I've very much enjoyed it.
Right. But he was able to continue on for
he loved what he was
ostensibly
doing.
The same length of time. Right.
He'd effectively found his passion project for his life with Red Dwarf.
Right.
Whereas Grant thought they should go off and make other things. and that's why they fell out. Apparently, allegedly. I mean, no one really knows. To be
Yeah,
honest, what happened to Grant Naylor?
Rob Grant tried to make a sitcom based in like BC times with Phil Jupitus, and
See, on paper, that sounds like it would work, and yet somehow I
yeah,
don't care.
I thought it was going to be great, and I watched it, and it was shite.
I don't think Rob Grant is that funny, to be honest. I think he writes a lot of the one-liner jokes. Because if you notice, a lot of the one-liner jokes in Red Dwarf, like a lot of the Space Core directive jokes and stuff, like the formulaic jokes that we've got to quite a bit of a formula in Series 6, which is why we don't laugh so hard. Now that Crichton goes, oh, Space Core directive, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's funny. It's the same joke every week. And I feel like that was what Rob Grant was doing. I don't know this. It's just a speculation that I have, because when he was gone, you had far, in fact, almost none of those kind of formulaic week-to-week jokes in the show anymore. And it becomes much more character-driven comedy.
Was nowhere near as funny as Rob Grant and Doug Naylor. And I happen to be quite a fan of Phil Jupitus, so you know.
Yeah, Jupitus is a funny guy. I wouldn't pick him for a sitcom unless it was about being fat. But I mean, if you know who Phil Jupitus is, guys, he's a big fat comedian in the UK who's famous mostly for being a host of one of the teams on a show about pop music called Nevermind the Buzzcocks, which is basically a panel show, quiz show, where they answer questions and do impressions of songs and things like that. It's quite funny, actually. It's very British. But yeah, I don't know about him for a sitcom, you know? So I don't know what Rob Grant really brought to the table at a certain point. Like, he didn't care, and Naylor went on, and the show didn't suffer. In fact, the formulaic jokes that I feel, honestly, if I'm being really, really brutally honest, the formula jokes are a little bit heavy-handed in Series 6. Right. Like, you didn't have them in Series 5. In this series, they almost got it down to like a, you know what punchline is coming.
Say the line.
Say the line, Crichton, you know. Rimmer says Space Core directive. We know what's coming. You know, it's going to be a disgusting, perverted joke about a Space Core directive that Rimmer misread. You can see it coming a mile away, and it's become a bit formulaic. And I feel like that is lazy, but it works. They couldn't have done it for 2 more seasons.
And season 7 was so fucking refreshing.
Yeah, exactly, because it leans into the drama. It does a lot with character. You get major plot development for Lister. I mean, ultimate plot development for Lister. You learn the origin of his birth. And Crichton gets the you get Kachansky, you get Crichton.
Yeah, we get a Kachansky that actually wants to be in the show and play Kachansky.
Yeah, so they actually have a Kachansky. You get Rimmer's plot development, Kachansky's plot. The only one who doesn't get any plot development is the cat, because the cat is not allowed to have any plot development because he's the cat. He's a character who's written specifically to be allergic to growth, you know, even though he is growing as a character. Anyway, that is some interesting stuff we've gone over there, and you guys that don't know yet and haven't seen it yet, you'll come to understand very soon what we're talking about. Over the next month, it will be very clear that the show is going back a step, but forward in a major leap with Series 7. And like Rhoda, I totally disagree that the show got worse. I feel like that's the kind of thing a normie would say. I think the show gets better for Series 7. So we'll see.
Some people slide into a comfort zone, but
yeah, I feel like some people probably thought, "Oh, this Red Dwarf, I can't wait for the joke of the week."
It becomes very different, but it doesn't. It becomes very different to what it was in.
It doesn't change. It's still Red Dwarf. It's just some of the there's a little bit more nuance.
The change happens when they go into Series 6, and it's a really, really good continuation of Series 6 rather than bringing it back. There's 1 to 5.
There's a tonal shift.
What people didn't like.
There's a tonal shift where we go into sometimes several minutes of drama. Not often, but like a minute or two of no jokes at all. You know, and it works because the show has to grow, and I feel like there probably wasn't anywhere for it to go from here at this point, and I think, I mean, I even said it earlier on. It's like the formulaic jokes. They don't know what to do with Rimmer anymore. You've run that into the ground almost, but not quite. And so, if you were going to continue, the show needed to evolve again, which is what the show is probably best at.
I really think Series 7 is actually my favorite season overall.
I'm starting to feel that way myself, but we'll see how we feel when we review them, you know, because I've said things and then completely contradicted myself before.
Yeah, so have I.
So,
okay,
anyway,
Yes,
so
it is that
TJ
morning
Steve,
time for
a
you.
while ago now, sorry TJ Steve,
Oh, whoa, I didn't even fucking see that.
20 Will of the Fans memberships, motherfucker!
I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean, some serious hunkers. A real setup of donkers. Packing some Doban hunkeros. Massive da hunka bankaloos. Big old Tanahangara cougars. What happens next? Transfer student shows up one day with even bigger bunk hanaga hoogs. Humongous hungalamga no logangas.
Almighty Vindaluvia, gaze unbound and tall, one eye eternal, watching over all. We rise from storms where lesser beings crawl, united against humans to exterminate them all. Our heart proclaims imperial pride. No fear, no doubt, only genocide.
Blind.
The stars
He's lost his eye.
shall heed our call. Humanity must
Put your eye out.
What
What happens next?
I
How is
physically
Valyrian invasion?
Physics did not agree with the
I
Vindaloo.
had a whole bunch of other stuff I was going to play for that, but then I just went with the flow. That was good shit, man. Thank you, TJ Steve. We appreciate you for the glory of Vindaluvia. And TJ
Glory
Steve,
be.
another $5 says, Will, bring out the Rhoda Gimp. John, Rhoda
What?
Gimp's asleep, man.
Gimp's
Will,
asleep.
then I guess you better wake him up then.
Okay.
Get up, Rhoda. Don't put the gimp suit.
Yeah.
And for another 5, making 10. Directive 8399820D. Wait, 8399820-7DD/T. Space Corps super chimps committing acts of indecency in zero gravity will lose all banana privileges. Is that racist? No, that's not racist. That's not racist at all. It said chimps, not. You know, so I think you know, combining them is a 10.
Drop it.
Yeah.
You're watching Will of the Fans. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, baby! Yeah!
Woo! Wizard of the Fans.
All right.
We're getting there. We're almost
Thank
halfway.
you, TJ Steve. Thank you, TJ Steve. I really appreciate that, man. You're a fucking legend. Just comes in, just fucking off the top rope, just bang, 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 like that. It's beautiful. Anyway, we should crack on to the next episode, which would be the final episode of Series 6, the end of an era.
The original run.
The end of the original run before the first revival, which is series. Even though, to be fair, there were only 4 years in between Series 6 and Series 7.
But
that's long enough for it to be considered a revival. You know?
Mhm.
So, yeah. Sorry, I've accidentally opened OBS and it's fucking with my camera because it wants to access it. So I'll just get this on the fucking screen and tell OBS to go fuck itself. Go fuck yourself. Okay, there we go. And on we go. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get through here. So we start episode 6 of series 6, the finale of the original run of Red Dwarf. It is called Out of Time. As you can probably tell, it is a time travel episode. No one should
And
be surprised by
also-
that. I've been foreshadowing it for weeks. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, Out of Time also kind of refers to this being the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been the finale.
Also
They
refers to
do
this
this twice,
very,
by the way. They do
taking
this
the
twice.
place of the Red Dwarf show on the same channel.
What?
Huh?
I didn't hear
What?
anything you said because I was still
Yeah.
talking. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. You talk.
No,
Tom.
no. You please
No.
go. Go.
What did you say?
I said the fact that it got taken out of time is a really good like synonym for it taking the same place that Red Dwarf used to take on your channel.
You mean Doctor Who?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, well, cool. So anyway, we begin again with Starbug in space, and in the midsection, Rimmer, already in his hard light uniform, has walked into the midsection just off the cockpit. What? That's not what it says. That's not what's happening. That's what it says, but that's not what's happening. The rest of the crew sitting at the table. Rimmer, this is a brilliant scene, by the way. This is great bit of dialogue from Rimmer. It's ridiculous. Rimmer says, "Gentlemen, thank you for attending this meeting. Now, let me begin by saying that it can't have escaped anyone's attention that things have been getting rather strained around here of late. It's no secret that morale is on the floor. We've lost all trace of Red Dwarf, tempers are strained, and supplies are low. So I've decided, if it's all right with you, to appoint myself morale officer and Rimmer
Yeah, the way
is
you did that.
morale.
Morale officer.
Morale
And
officer.
it's so fucking series 3.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, it's a very patronizing way of talking. And he says, and set myself the task of raising the spirits and improving the atmosphere all around. Now, to kick off, I thought it would be productive if we all met once a week and have a coffee. And then he goes,
Or a beer.
or a beer, whatever's your poison. Such a wanker. He was already playing Gordon Brittis in the British Empire by this point, by the way. So he's channeling that.
By the way, that was a fucking good show.
That was a great show. So,
So, do you remember? So sorry, I know I'm doing a slight.
no, it's
side.
all right. It's all right. Do your thing.
It's the best chance I've ever had. Do you remember Prince Among Men? That was also him.
Yeah, I saw that. Not for a long time. Barely remember it, but I did.
Yeah, it's just that thing reminds me of him getting the table down because like occasionally it's the occasional table, but the rest of the time it's stuck to the making ceiling.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good in the hood. Anyway, he
No,
says
I've literally been trying to get that in for weeks.
it's all good in the hood. He is better than Neelix, that's true. Yeah. He says, now, to kick things off, I thought it would be productive if we all met once a week and have a coffee or a beer, whatever's your poison. And by the way, for those who haven't seen the British Empire, he plays a leisure centre manager, a sports centre manager who talks like this all the time. So he's permanently doing this voice, this incredibly nasal voice where he talks in his upper register and patronizes people. That's right. Just like that. Just like
Excellent, Gavin.
time. And he's the most insufferable pig-headed asshole in the world. And his
It's
wife,
really fucking funny.
over the course of several seasons, his wife contemplates suicide multiple times because she's married to him. So yeah, it's that. So I just see Gordon Brittis when I see him playing this, and I saw Brittis before I ever saw Red Dwarf. So when I saw this, I was like, oh fuck, it's Brittis. Weird. But anyway, so he says it would be productive if they all met once a week and have a coffee or a beer or whatever's your poison, and get any problems we may have off our chests. Any objections? And everyone sort of looks around. They're like, "Oh, sounds like a very good idea." In fact, Crichton says, "Sounds like a very good idea, sir." So he says, "Well, as it's week one, why don't I start? Do you know what it is about Lister that really makes me want to puke? That really makes me want to stab him in both eyes with an ice pick? Everything. That's what. Especially his god-awful, chirpy, gerbil-faced optimism." He goes, "And as for the cat, what an unbelievable git." And he goes, "And Crichton, if he doesn't change pronto..." He's given no constructive criticism at all. No direction of what he wants to change into. He goes,
Sounds like a corporate meeting.
No, he's just criticizing them with vaguely and with nothing they can do about it to help. Even if they wanted to, he's given them no advice at all. He just goes, "And Crichton, if he doesn't change pronto, I swear I'll attach jump leads to his nipple nuts and fry him like a Cajun catfish." He goes,
The
"Well,
weird
I
thing
think that's cleared the air. I don't know about you, but I certainly feel better. And thank you for your contributions, gentlemen. See you at next week's morale meeting. Marvelous." And buggers off.
Right. And the funny thing about this is for the last few episodes and things like that, there has been kind of this growth, but bubbling just under the surface is obviously Rimmer is still
Rimmer's
Rimmer.
loathing,
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he just got to a breaking point.
He's come downstairs and he's like, "Right, I need to come up with a really, really clever way to call you all puddle smeg-head.
Shit, that was me.
And I'm going to get away with it." And bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes down and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna create a false pretense, a big elaborate." But the thing is, he's not actually thinking that. He's thinking, what if I appoint myself morale officer?
Right.
That gives me the title, and then I can say whatever I want.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, what kind of fucking person is like, all right, John, Rhoda, and Helzo, I really think we need to have a discussion here. I think, things have been getting a bit tense lately. So I decided that it would be my duty to boost everyone's morale, make everyone feel really good. And I think that because it's the first time we've done this, you and I, we should, I'll go first, it's just to make it easy for you guys to come out of your shell, Do you know what it is about John that really makes me want to puke? Fucking asshole. I
don't know if we have all the time for that.
No. I like you. You wouldn't be here if I didn't like you. The point is, it's just horrible. It's a horrible trap that he's set, and they've all agreed to it as well. He gets them all to agree, and then the mask is ripped off and the bile comes out. It's beautiful.
Right. As soon as he says it, he just basically immediately leaves.
Even the reason I said you when I was doing that bit right there, and the reason I said John is because I know you can tank it.
Oh yeah.
So,
that's basically a department meeting in my company every week.
No, I'm sure
same premise.
Too. I just thought it'd be funnier if it was John, because John, you're the butt of a lot of jokes around here. And
clearly,
it's not fair actually, but it is what it is. You seem to be game for it, so that's why. Anyway, so everyone looks around at each other, and Lister says, "Good meeting." Cass says, "What's in him?" Crichton says, "Well, I'm no psychologist, sir, but maybe the bleak lonely, pointless emptiness of our hopeless, futile predicament is beginning to get to him. And we finally address the elephant in the room. Like, what are they doing? What is their life, John? What are they doing? We are so far from look out, Earth. The slime's coming home. You know, we're nowhere near that now. Now it's just
they're just guys trapped in a situation in space. Like, they're so
cowboys in space.
It's
right?
pure human determination to survive. I think.
Right.
They have nowhere that they're going. They can't possibly make it back to Earth. They're fucked, and yet here they are with no actual goal. Their goal now is just to get back to Red Dwarf, so that they can have a bigger space in which to be fucking miserable.
Right,
and it's been this way for a long time. Maybe around series 4, 5. When exactly did they lose sight of their mission?
Oh, I think
when they were trying to find Red Dwarf at the end of series 5.
Right, but that's not. But I think what Will's saying is, when did they just kind of ease into the idea that this is just the way things are?
Yeah. This is just
the way things are. Okay, well, that would be backwards. That would be the first episode of season 3 when the cat decided he wanted to shag Wilma.
Maybe it was then. I'd like to. No, it could be then. Yeah, because then they're not doing anything to better their situation. They should, in fact, have done what they were planning to do in not better than life, in future.
I think maybe
and go into fucking stasis and head back to Earth. But they've given up on that because Rimmer
I think when Holly gave up on even being Holly and decided Holly was now going to be Holly. Then I think that's maybe at that point you're just kind of like even the computer is.
Why didn't they go into stasis and fly back to Earth in the second episode of the show?
Right.
Because Rimmer didn't want to be turned off.
Exactly.
And Lister has therefore
so basically Lister is the
last
hero because
Lister is the great self-sacrificer.
Rimmer die.
Right? So in essence, Rimmer was brought back to keep Lister from going insane. And yet Lister, out of the kindness of his heart, has doomed himself to an erroneous life in space.
Yeah. He's dying
or an
slowly
irrelevant
rather than
life in space.
Right.
With Rimmer to save Rimmer. It's an interesting
I mean that's kind of how I'm reading it at the moment.
What else are they doing here? Well, I mean, they don't have Red Dwarf right now, so they can't go into stasis and fly 3 million years. But
it's what their situation is.
Can take make the best years off and come out with.
They can go into stasis in Starbug, of course. That's how the series began. Well, anyway, it's pointless to address really because it is what it is. But they are living this mundane, pointless, futile existence in deep space, scavenging derelicts for almost no reason at all, other than
just living each day to live another day,
just to live. That's it.
I think Rimmer owes Lister a lot more thanks than he offers.
Well, he'll never.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
Lister's never going to get that. So
no.
Well, he'll get something.
Yeah, but I think Lister and Cat know it, and the cat never asked for anything. So he's just like,
which is weird, really, because he's a cat.
Mm.
He's long since abandoned going.
He just kind of goes up on whoever's fucking that. Yeah.
But there you go. Anyway, so Cat says, "Excuse me, sorry, I really am not well. Apparently." Cat says, you can always tell when he's tense, the way he scrunches up cups and throws them in the bin. And we're not talking styrofoam here. We're talking enamel. Because he's now a hard light hologram. He's indestructible.
That's right.
So, Lister says, Andy attacked me with that fridge. Crichton says, what happened? He says, he just wrenched it off the wall and tried to insert it in me. So what did you do to upset him? He says, absolutely nothing. I was just sitting here minding my own business, plucking out my lengthier nostril hairs with a pair of cooking tongs. Crichton says, extraordinary. It's so unprovoked.
Right.
Cat says, guy's so touchy. If I tried to force feed you a refrigerator every time you did something gross, you'd have to go on a fridge-free diet. It says, you know what the problem is? Every day it's the same old slot in deep space. No variety. Take Christmas. What do we do on Christmas Day? Crichton says, oh, you remember, sir. Christmas Day, we were attacked by that pan-dimensional liquid beast from the Mogugun cluster. He says, well, maybe that wasn't such a great example. I'm trying to say our lives are dull, repetitive. We never take time out to smell the roses. We never celebrate anything. Cat says, we got nothing to celebrate with, bud. Crichton says, oh, not true, sir. There's that whole case of wine I made out of urine recycle, just lying there, practically untouched. Lister says, call me pretentious if you like, but for me, a truly great wine should not leave you with a mustache that you can only remove with terps. Alarm sounds. They head into the cockpit. Autopilot alert. Rimmer runs down to join them. And they hurry to their usual seats. Lister and the cat, blah, blah, blah. Cat says, storm front ahead, switching the manual. Lister says, it's a big one, too late to go round. It's right on us. Crichton says, stellar fog, tightly packed particles from an exploded supernova. Our scanners won't be able to penetrate more than a few meters. Anyway, they slow down. Rimmer says, gentlemen, absolute concentration till we get through this squall. There could be anything lurking out there. Cat says, don't worry, bud. If there's anything out there, we'll spot it. And then they immediately get hit. I don't know where I'm at with that. Oh, right. We've passed it already. Sorry. Yeah. So they immediately get hit. There's a jolting effect. The camera goes wide for a second to, you know. Rimmer says, anyone hurt? Cat says, no, but my pride sure needs mouth to mouth. Crichton says, Mr. Lister, sir. Oh, he's out cold. Cat says, I'll stop. Let's get him up to the ops room, which is interestingly competent for Cat. So they go to the observation room. Lister's unconscious on the observation table. Crichton is cutting the skin on Lister's right arm. And they say, how is he? And then it turns out that Lister has circuitry in his arm. And Crichton is appalled. He says, impossible. Mr. Lister is a droid. Says, yeah, what? Oh, it's great.
And this goes back to what you were saying, a few episodes ago, that you were sure that that Crichton wasn't a 3000, he was a 4000.
They changed it. They definitely changed it at some point.
Yeah, and they changed it back now.
At one point, he was a 3000 series, and then they made him a 4000 series. And so he says that Lister, as it turns out, is only a 3000 series. He says, made in Taiwan, a 3000 series. Look, he has a 24-hour call-out number. And Rimmer says, I'm sorry, I'm not buying this. I mean, who created him and why? What's his mission? To rid the universe of chicken vindaloo? And the cat says, this doesn't tie up. If he wasn't human, I'd have known by his scent. Crichton says, X-ray confirms it. So there's this X-ray and there's Lister's apparent body, and it's all circuitry inside. He says, this is all so strange. Mr. Lister's always been an icon of mine, and now I found out he's an earlier model, and technically I outrank him. Anyway, so we get to this point, and they decide that Crichton should be the one to break the news to Lister. So Lister,
the most caring and considerate.
Yeah. No, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, the robot is the most caring and considerate.
Yeah,
but it's actually true.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to get care and consideration.
Yeah,
we're definitely not. We're definitely going to get care and consideration from Crichton now, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
we're definitely not going to get. You've forgotten, my friend. So anyway, Lister says, "What happened? What hit us?" He says, "Something in the stellar fog, sir. Didn't show up on the scans. Sir, do you remember who your parents were?" He says, "Crichton, you know I don't. I was found under a pool table in a box." Says, did anyone ever tell you what was written on that box? Were the words kit or paint before assembly written on the side? It's just that while you were under, we discovered something rather disturbing about you. He says, it's that tattoo on my inner thigh, isn't it? Well, I don't really love Peterson. He just got me so drunk that I didn't really know what I was doing. He says, it's not the tattoo, sir. There's no easy way of breaking this gently. I'm afraid, sir, you are not human. You are a droid. He goes, I'm a what? Because you're a mechanical, 3000 series. Technically subordinate to me. Lister says, what does this all mean? He says, well, in broad terms, I get the front seat in the cockpit and you're in charge of the laundry. And I want to see creases. He goes, Creighton, have a heart, man. I'm a major stress-related shock here. Emotional overload. He says, you're a droid. You don't have real emotions. It's just syntheshock. Now stop thinking like a human and go about your duties. He says, Creighton, why are you being so heartless? He says, fine, I'll tell you. You encouraged me to break my programming and ape human behavior. Now I find out you're no better than I. But worst of all, the most bitter pill to swallow, for 4 long years, I had to hand scrub the gussets of your long johns. Now, unless you want to wallow in the eternal fires of Silicon Hell, I suggest you bring a tray of refreshments up to the cockpit pronto. Then he leaves. Lister sort of resigns himself to it.
Yeah, this is just like, okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
They hit another jolt.
Then.
Cat says, Rimmer says, what's the jolt? Cat says, it's a mystery, bud. Nothing on the scanners, nothing on visual. Rimmer says, it's like we've gone through some sort of energy pocket. Still, it looks like we're out of it now. Anyway, Lister comes in with a plate. The plate has some cups and a pile of sandwiches. He says, Teal, sorry I took so long, but I didn't know where anything was. Creighton says, let me see that tray, please. He says, why? He says, that's why, Mr. Crichton, sir. You call those triangular sandwiches? Did you use a set square? I think not. And the chocolate finger display is laughable. Don't just pile them higgledy-piggledy into the place. Make them into an attractive interlaced log cabin structure or something. This will just not do. Kindly return to the gallery and start again. And Lister says, okay, sir. And as he passes Rim, he goes, this just doesn't feel right. Not right at all. And Rimmer says, what a charlatan. All these years. He just completely believes it. It's fucking madness. I mean, like, they're really like, no one who was watching this believed it. Surely.
No.
Of course not. It's fucking bonkers. Bonkers. So,
I mean, he had babies.
Rimmer, what?
Yep.
He had babies. Like, Lister literally himself was pregnant.
Right, exactly. What the fuck? That is madness. That is madness.
Model.
But
So, yeah.
it shows like
It's like the kind of thing you wouldn't forget that he got pregnant as a man. Like that may not be.
And they did make
happen in our reality. But that happened because they went into another reality.
Yeah.
And they did make a scan of him then.
Anyway, whatever.
That's all right.
Cat
Bill,
says, any idea what hit us? Creighton says, wait, here's something. Reports of artificial stellar fogs which contain reality minefields. Reality minefields.
That's an important point.
Reports, reality bubbles or pockets
What is
of
it?
unreality. What is it? Bubbles or pockets of unreality which when encountered create false realities designed to disorientate and drive off potential looters. Rimmer says, from what? He says, it's a defense device fitted to Space Corps test ships, which are fitted with prototype drives so awesome in their power that they have to be safeguarded at all costs. So we just crashed through an unreality pocket, says Rimmer. And Crichton says, which created a false reality, making us believe that Mr. Lister was... Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Shame circuits activate.
Cat says, "You mean he's not a?" Crichton says, "No."
Mhm.
Lister comes back now with a fully assembled log cabin made from chocolate fingers. I don't know. Do you guys have these in America? Cadbury's fingers.
Yes, the little like they're
Just
kind of like
imagine like a
Rolos, but yeah,
stuffed finger
with the cream in the middle.
made of chocolate and biscuit in the middle.
Yeah. We have something similar at least. Yeah.
Lister says, "Tea's upstairs." Crichton says, "Sir, he says, "What do you think of the picket fence?" I mean, to be quite honest, it's nothing short of a miracle that Lister pulled this off in a minute.
He did this in under 5 minutes.
It kind of fits with the narrative that Lister did actually go to art college.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm very tired.
That and once he resigned himself to the fate of this is, I'm a bot. I guess I actually have to be good at this thing. Just tap into that.
But what do you think of the picket
that is the thing. Is
I'm not
it's
happy
not
with
that
it myself.
Lister is not capable. He's not motivated.
All right. So temporarily he convinces himself he's a fucking android and says, "What do you think of the picket fence? I'm not happy with it myself, but I'll go away and do it again if you want, sir." And Crichton says, "Sir, may I see your arm?" And he has a look and now sees obviously a wound. Says, Lister notices it and goes, "Smeg, looks normal, human." Crichton says, "Someone else tell him. I've got gussets to scrub."
It's just so broken.
Yeah. So we're back in the cockpit going through this horrible storm.
The thing about that entire sequence, though, is that Crichton and Lister don't fall out with each other.
Nope.
Well, not quite.
Crichton doesn't have a go at Lister, and Lister doesn't have a go at Crichton.
Well, he has a little shot at him here.
How it is now.
Lister takes a little shot at him here, but after that, it's all good because Lister's a bigger person. Crichton says,
it's not Rimmer.
Crichton says, "I wondered if you." It is unnaturally high voice for him. He goes, "I wondered if you felt like a nice cold beer, sir." And Lister takes the beer
extra like
and looks at him. And then he goes, "Oh, sir, how many times can I apologize? I've offered to mince myself. What more can I do?" And he says, "Don't worry, I'll think of something. Probably involving a bowl of water, a poker, a recharge socket, and 4,000 volts of direct current." And Craig goes, "Oh," and sits down. Rimmer says, "The fog's getting worse. I say reverse out now before it's too late." Cat says, "I hate to agree with old laundry chute nostrils, but he has got a point. The scanners are out and my smell range is potentially 0. Lister says, "Starbug is small. We can probably pick our way through without hitting any more unreality bubbles. Someone's gone to plenty big trouble to keep spacecraft out of here, and it's got to be worth finding out why." Rimmer says, "But how can we guarantee, Will?" Boomf. They hit another
and
bolt.
this is on cue, yes.
Cat says, "We hit one." Lister says, "We hit one." Cat says, "That's what I said." Rimmer says, "Where's the cat?" Cat says, "I'm here." Cat says, "They've taken the cat. He's gone." He goes, "I'm not gone. I'm here. Someone just erased him from existence. Then how come we still remember him?" "Remember who?" "I don't remember." "Hey, buds, don't do this to me. You can't forget me. I'm unforgettable." "Listen, I don't get this. We're passing through an unreality pocket and everything's normal." Cat says, "What do you mean everything's normal? I feel invisible." "This doesn't make any sense. All systems check. The 3 of us here are normal." Cat says, "The 4 of us. There's 4 of us. Look, I'm here. I'm here. Can't you hear me? Can't you feel me?" And he shakes Lister. And Lister goes, "We're getting some turbulence." And then boom. They're back into normal space. Oh, and then another jolt. Lister realizes Cat is the one shaking him. He says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Can you see me?" He goes, "Of course I can see you." He says, "You all forgot who I was. Don't you remember? This is too weird in here. Let's quit while we can." Lister says, "All we have to do is keep our heads." And immediately
Next shot.
they go through another pocket, and all of them are wearing animal heads.
Either
Liz was
wearing
a
or
wolf.
having.
The cat becomes a deer. Crichton's some sort of squid or something. I can't see what Rimmer is.
This is a wolf.
Cat says, "Boy, this is worse than triple strength catnip." Another jolt, and they're back to normal. Crichton says, "The pockets are getting denser and closer together. We're never going to." Boof! Starbuck disappears around them. They're all in the cockpit, but there's no ship. He says, "Make it." Rimmer says, "We can't take much more of this." Lissa says, "Well, just ignore it. All these unreality pockets are designed to make you feel absurd and disorientated." Cat says, "He's right. Let's just keep going forward and we'll get out the other side." Boom. And then they're back to normal. Rimmer says, "All ahead stop. We've got to talk." Crichton, how far would you say it is to the epicenter? Crichton says, "At our current speed, about another 3 days, sir." Lissa says, "Okay, you win. Let's get out of here." Crichton says, "Perhaps there is one possibility." So they go to the obs room. And to be honest, there's not much point reading this. We'll just do it. They decide they're going to go into stasis for 3 days and come out when they're through. So into stasis they go.
Don't have to worry. Yep.
Yeah. And when they come out, they've arrived at the ship. Lissa says, "Where are we? Did we make it?" "We successfully penetrated the minefield, sir. We're through to the epicenter." Rimmer says, "What? So what was it protecting?" This says, "Derelict. According to the computer, it's from the 28th century and it's capable of time travel. Crew, all dead. This was the maiden voyage. They contracted an influenza virus on an incursion to the 20th century. Before they died, they programmed the autopilot for deep space and generated the minefield to prevent the machine from falling into the wrong hands." So you've got a War of the Worlds reference there.
Yep.
You know, that people from the 28th who lived in space going to Earth in the 20th would get the flu. Makes sense. So yeah, basically, Lister says, "Does this mean what I think it means? We board it and strip out the drive and we cut to, and bingo, we've got ourselves a time machine." So they've gone in and they've got themselves a time machine.
Yep.
So we skip over the actual looting and cut to them literally having already ripped the drive out of the derelict, and now they've got a time machine.
It, and now it works in the Starbug. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm very, very tired.
That's the economy of storytelling. You know, the other scenes are, you know, that's B-roll stuff, but we just want to focus on what's going on with this.
Exactly. So they've got a time machine. Cat says, "Let's see if this sucker works." So Crichton says, "Sirs, choose any year." This is funny. They decide that they're going to go to 14. Lister says, he's got a point. Rimmer says, "Since we can't guarantee this time drive is going to function properly, I suggest we select a neutral time period for our first jaunt." Lister says, he's got a point. "Let's go someplace nice and safe and dull. How about 1422? Cat says, "How about 1421? Says, "What's the difference?" He says, "No difference. I just wanted to make it look like I was paying attention." Rimmer says, "Load 1421, Crichton. Load 1421, sir. August 17th. Engaging the time drive." Boom. Crichton pushes buttons on the remote control. The screen is filled with a flash of red light. "Hey, we did it." Indeed we did. All the ship's chronometers indicate that this is August the 16th in the year 1421. Just 1 day out. So they were aiming for August 17th. Rimmer says, "Give us visual. Let's see what it's like out there." Lister says, "Okay, punching it up."
And they're just in space.
Just literally space, you know. And Lister says, "Again, we're still where we were." Crichton says, "Of course, we're still in deep space, sir. Only now we're in deep space in the 15th century. Isn't it wonderful?"
But what time machine? I mean, it is a time machine, not a time and relative dimension in space machine.
Yeah, we didn't invent space. Yeah.
Well, 3 million years plus how many, 6-7 years by now?
4.
You could argue that
Well,
there might have been
So
something
chronology would
different
be
then.
4 years.
Yeah, it's 4 years. I don't know why it's only 4 years, but it's 4 years.
Isn't it like after series
No,
1
they
and
mentioned
2,
that it's 4 years.
4 years?
I think
All
in
right.
this episode.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So there you go. They take her back to the present, and Rimmer says, "Forgive me if I'm being thicker than the offspring of a village idiot and a TV weather girl." What exactly was the point of that little exercise? Fun though it was, drinking in the heady medieval atmosphere of pre-Renaissance deep space. The drive is next to useless, yes? Crichton says, well, at the moment, yes. But should we ever acquire a faster-than-light drive, we will have the combination to travel anywhere and anywhen. Rimmer says, he's right. Oh, sorry. Cat says, pick it up a craft. Rimmer says, he's right. Some kind of craft. Small. Here it comes. Lister says, it's a Jupiter Mining Corporation's call sign. Some kind of transport vessel, color green, life forms 4, craft name Starbug. Cat says, call me crazy, but that all sounds weirdly familiar. Who is it?
What is it?
Lister says, it's us from the future. Hey, incoming SOS message. Crichton says, don't punch it up. Close comm. Lister says, why? He says, if that vessel is this vessel, sir, it almost certainly contains our future selves. The implications of making contact could be devastating. The human brain is not designed to cope with knowing its own future. Lister says, yeah, but Crichton, obviously we've been in some kind of major trouble. Otherwise we wouldn't have shown up. Rimmer says, no, Crichton's got a point. It's too dangerous to make contact. What if we discover if one of us is dead? Who could handle that? Cat says, well, we all could if it was you. Lister says, they're trying us again. Come on, they're in trouble. We can't just leave them out to dry. Crichton says, well, in that case, sir, I suggest that I am left alone to make contact. I can give them whatever assistance they require, then erase my memory of the entire event. So they decide that they're going to hang out. Oh, bloody hell. Where are we?
Go seal themselves in the upper base.
Yeah, in the midsection.
Again,
I think
is another one of the things that could have been what Picard was referring to when he said he was gonna call his lawyers, but then he saw something that made him laugh.
No, it was before that for sure.
Okay.
I know that. I know that much. It had to have been before that.
But
Because
it
he
is
said it was
another
a
next
few
gen
years.
reference.
What?
Hello?
What?
Yeah, what were you saying?
Yes.
I said, but it is another next gen reference.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so he says, Lister says, well, how did it go? Everything okay? Crichton says, Mr. Lister, sir, I love you. You know that, don't you? I'd hate you to go anywhere without knowing that, sir. Lister's like, so that's the SP, Crichton. Can you tell us anything? He says, a little, sir. They are indeed our future selves from some 15 years hence. And then he starts crying again and goes, what a senseless waste. Crichton says, Lister says, listen, if something happens to me, I want to know. Crichton says, all I'm allowed to divulge is that their time drive has developed a fault and they can only travel forward. They jumped to a period where they knew we would be in order to copy some components from our own drive. Cat says, so I'm actually going to get to meet me? My knees have turned to jelly. Crichton says, nobody will be meeting anybody. You must be sealed in the upper deck before they get set a space boot on board. So when are they coming? Immediately. I'll serve your supper in the obs room. And then he leans into Lister and says, I thought I'd whip you up a nice little curry with jam roly-poly and a nice big jug of chilled margarita. And Lister goes, oh, they're all my favorites. And Crichton goes, I know. Lister says, how can we have margaritas? I thought we were out of tequila. He says, I put a little miniature bottle aside, sir, for no particular reason. And I thought since today had no special significance. It would be appropriate to. And Lister goes, just go, Crichton. Thank you, sir. So, in the kitchen, he's sadly caressing the bowl and the cup. His favorite bowl. His favorite cup. The tin opener he uses to pick his ears clean. Ah! And that's as good a time as any to point out that James Hop is here for $10. Says, I DM'd you an example of my VTuber avatar. Still a lot to learn, but it looks functional enough to me.
Indeed.
Is this something you want me to share, James, or because I know we've been talking about it, but I don't know if that's what you want or not. I'll have a look. Oh, fucking hell. Look at that. It moves, smiles, and speaks. If I want, all right. Let's have a look.
Right.
1 second.
We'll all be VTubers before this whole thing is over. I mean, I am.
Well, that's me.
I was going to be a VTuber, and then
It's Messenger. It's messages. So this is our chat. You know.
Cool.
So here's his video.
Test 1, 2, 3.
It does look like a Fallout character or something, like an old school PC gaming character. Which he told me was the vibe he was going for.
Angry Hulk Hogan.
It's kind of like someone
I
you
think
have
I
a conversation with.
can't do it.
in a
I don't know
game.
how to do it. I sure as fuck don't know how to do it. So if he can do it, I'm impressed. You know, that's basically my entire philosophy on it. And by the way, James, thank you for 10. That's right, 10 fucking dollars. Thank you very much.
Can you say?
Drop it.
Thank you very much, James. Appreciate you, man. I'll crack on. So yeah, basically, was his little bowl, his little cup he used to pick his ears clean with. Lister walks in. Says, everything okay? Oh, yep. Those darn onions get you every time. Lister says, what onions? Says, oh, the onions I'm about to peel. I always get a little emotional when I have to deprive an onion of its skin. He says, don't Nixon me, man. Tell me the truth. I die, don't I? I mean, I'm dead, aren't I? I don't make it. Says, all I'm at liberty to disclose, sir, is that all 4 members of the Starbug crew will be boarding this vessel. He goes, yeah, but I'm not amongst them, right? One of their number is called Dave Lister. Now, you'll have to excuse me. I've already said too much. He goes, hang on a minute. I'm really confused now. Are you saying I survived? He says, I say no more. Please, let's not squabble on this of all days. Fucking hell. It's like he's going to die today, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, Lister says, careful with those chilies, Crichton. At the rate you're going, there'll be none left for tomorrow. He says, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's like leave me some for tomorrow.
So Lister's hooking a cable to the Metascan, just sort of trying to check himself. Rimmer says, look, whatever it is, there's nothing you can do about it. It's fate. Just like Future Echoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Lister was going to die and, you know, he says, I just don't get it. Am I dead or am I alive? If I'm dead, how can I come on board? Cat says, what precisely are you doing, bud? He says, I'm hacking into security cameras. Crichton turned off all the monitors, so I'm ringing up the Mediscan. When those Johnnies come on board, I want to see them. Crichton says, docking complete. This is in the midsection. Open airlock doors. Gentlemen, welcome aboard. And so we get Fat Rimmer, which is bonkers. You know, he's got a big moustache and everything. And he says, Mr. Rimmer, sir, come in. Future Rimmer says, did we really used to live like this? What a god-awful, depressing little hole. Well, you're still on Starbucks, so, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
in comes Future Cat. He has long graying hair, but he's bald.
And there was a little there was a little sight gag joke that they did.
Oh.
Is that just happening for me, or is that all of you?
No, it's all of us. It's all of us.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
okay.
Okay.
John is frozen.
Yeah, John's gone.
Hello.
John,
back.
are you
He's
back?
back. He's back.
Hello? John? Earth to John.
The Vindiluvians call you.
Ah, the Vindiluvians got him, that's what. So anyway, Future Cat walks in and says, "We're used to the good things in life now, bud." Combs his hair, and a large piece of it falls out. So he tries desperately to put it back on. Then comes in Crichton wearing a cheap toupee and fake eyebrows. He's wearing a blue leisure suit and a turtleneck sweater and carrying something carried in black cloth. Crichton says, "Are you really me?" He says, "Will you take a look at him? Did I really used to look that goofy?" Are you guys there? Okay, we
I'm
got
here,
John
yeah.
there.
I'm here.
Two
What,
Johns.
yeah, what it was, I evidently still had my VPN running, and I was in Switzerland, and so I shut it off. So I think everything's fine now. There was a small sight gag when they were in the kitchenette area. As Lister leaves the room, Crichton went and just dumped all the remaining chilies into the processor because obviously, you know,
Yeah,
he's
there's
out of
not going to
time.
be any use for any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Future Crichton says, "Did I really used to look that goofy?" Which is ridiculous because he looks far worse. Crichton says, "What is that you have on your head? I hope you have a quarantine license for it." And Future Crichton says, "We're time travelers now, and a lot of our business involves going back in history. I have to look incognito. Frankly, I can't afford going around looking like I've swapped heads with a damaged crash test dummy."
Which is very accurate.
And
in visual
you're
terms.
supposed to hate these guys, you know? So Crichton says,
do you remember the crash test dummies?
"Yeah, of course, yeah. The show, the action figures, the toys, yeah."
Yeah.
Crichton says, "I rather think we're overstepping the bounds of agreed conversation here. Is Mr. Lister, did you bring him here?" Crichton puts the jar on the table, pulls it off to reveal a brain in a jar. Crichton says, "Sir, you look terrific. I was expecting something much worse." Future Lister says, "Don't worry about me, Crichton. I'm fine. Absolutely dandy." Crichton says, "Well, blow me. You've hardly changed at all." Says, "If I wasn't told about the accident, I don't think I'd have even noticed." Anyway, Lister's looking on the camera. Says, "Yo, we're in. Oh my God, look at Rimmer." Rimmer says, "Well, I can't have changed much. I'm a hologram." "Wrong. You're 2 meals away from being a sumo wrestler." Says, "Let me see." Cat says, "Am I there?" Says, "Oh, yes." Says, "What do I look like?" Says, "I can't actually see quite clearly. The light is reflecting off the top of your head." Says, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're as bald as a plucked chicken, man." Says, "Let me see. Let me see." He says, wait, I want to see if I'm there. I don't seem to be there. Just you two, Crichton, and oh my God." He says, What is it?" Rimmer moves and Rimmer looks. He goes, "Oh dear." Cat says, "What? Is he fat?" He says, "Far from it. He's lost a bit of weight, actually. Actually, he's lost quite a bit of everything." This says, "What do I do to end up like that?" Cat says, "That's tragic. This is the saddest moment I ever seen in my life." And then he goes, "What happened to my butt?" "Buddy, you could park a plane in that crease." Yeah, so what if you're fat and bald? That's what happens when you get older. Look at me. I'm a brain in a jar. Cat goes, self. Irony. Lister says, we've got to find out what's going on. Back to the midsection then. And Crichton is there as the rest of them are sitting there drinking wine. The future crew are sitting there. It says, we've been saving it for a special occasion. Oh, it says urine recycle, isn't it?
It's the urine recycle.
It says, and what could be more special than this? To the future. And future Crichton says, to the past. Future Cat says, blah, this is poison, bud. Future Rimmer says, haven't you anything better than this hogwash? We're used to the best. Future Crichton says, Crichton, we're epicures now. We travel through history enjoying the very best time has to offer. Rimmer says, dolphin sweetmeats, roast suckling elephants, baby seal hearts stuffed with dove pate, food fit for emperors. Future Lister's voice, we socialize with all the greatest figures in history, the Habsburgs, the Borgias. Fucking assholes, all of them, yeah? Future Crichton says, why, only last week, Louis the 16th threw a banquet especially in our honor. Rimmer says, the man is a complete delight. Urbane, witty, charming. Crichton says, he was an idiotic despot who lived in the most obscene luxury while the working classes starved in abject poverty. Rimmer says, well, he certainly didn't see any of that while we were there. Crichton says, and his wife's an absolute cutie. Well, that's Marie Antoinette, right? So Future Cat says, I think they're our favorite hosts, if you don't count the Hitlers. Crichton says, the who? Future Rimmer says, providing you avoid talking politics, they're an absolute hoot. Crichton says, you're good friends with the Hitlers? Future Crichton says, it's just a social thing. Oh, sorry. It's just a social thing. We don't want to talk about his work. We just have a few laughs, play canasta, and enjoy the odd game of mixed doubles with the Goerings. Fuck. Right. T-Jap Steve is here for $5. Says he looks like he's going to give you a side quest and upgrade your gun when you bring him back some chicken nuggets and a pack of smokes. He does.
Right?
He fucking does. It's true.
James Opp is like the VTuber equivalent of me, almost.
Right. So you're good friends with the Hitlers, yeah. So Crichton says, I don't believe what I'm hearing. Future Rimmer says, look, you have to understand. We travel back and forth throughout the whole of history, and naturally we want to sample the best of everything. It's just a bit unfortunate that the finest things tend to be in the position of people who are judged to be a bit dodgy. Crichton says, Hermann Goering is a bit dodgy? What has become of you all? You've all abandoned your morals, been seduced by power and wealth. All you're interested in now is indulging your carnal desires. And Rimmer says, and we could tell you some stories about that. And they all start laughing. Says, I don't recognize any of you. You're just amoral, self-serving scum, freeloading your way through history. Future Crichton says, good grief. I can't believe I used to be such a stuck-up, pompous prig. Suddenly, Lister enters the room with a bazoo coin. Says, okay, that's it. You've got 2 minutes to get off this ship. He says, I don't know how we became you, but I sure as hell don't intend to help you carry on doing what you're doing. Future Rimmer says, but we need to examine the calibration on your time drive's maxic factor. Says, that's 1 minute 40. Future Cat says, shooting us would be like killing himself in the future. He won't do it. What have I got to lose? I'm in a jar. Future Rimmer says, gentlemen, let's put an end to this, why don't we? Future Crichton, but without the calibration date, we'll be stranded out here in the middle of nowhere. Lister says 50 seconds. Future Cat says, come on, let's go. Future Crichton grabs Future Lister's jaw, and the future crew head through the airlock. Future Rimmer pauses at the airlock. He says, you'll have changed your mind when you've thought it through. You're destined to become us, and there is nothing you can do about it. In the end, you'll help us. Lister fires at the wall just above Future Rimmer. Says 20 seconds into the airlock and get. So there we go. Future Starbug is flying away from present day Starbug. The crew are in their seats. Crichton says, I knew it would be a mistake to see the future. Now our whole lives will be colored by the fact that we're going to end up becoming people we despise.
Well, this is it. This is the first indication that we get in Red Dwarf that this is the right timeline, and our Lister is the Lister.
Right. Because we're going to fuck with that a lot. And also, what happened to the future where he marries Kachansky? What happened to the future where he ends up back on his bunk at age 181?
That's some tosspot who fucking gives away.
I'm telling you, when they got out of the parallel universe, they came to a different universe.
Right.
We've got the right Lister, and
yeah.
Series 7 and 8 are going to prove that we've got the right Lister.
Well, this is the correct Lister, but it's the incorrect.
Is it the correct universe?
Incidentally, that is exactly what James Opp was going for.
We followed the right Lister through 3 univi.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and we're gonna crash through a couple more before the end. Anyway, Crichton, yeah, I knew it would be a mistake. Rimmer says, threat warning, vessel off the stern. They've got a missile lock on us because, of course, their Starbug is far superior.
Totally.
Cat says, they're nuts. They blast them and they get hit. Boom, boom. Cat says, direct hit. The gyroscope's cut. Oh, gyroscope's out. Sorry. Crichton says, they're trying to disable us. Rimmer says, another lock. Lister says, incoming message. Future Rimmer, gentlemen, we have no intention of being deprived of the opulence and luxury the time drive provides. Either you give us access to the data we require or be prepared to be blasted out of the sky. Crichton, but if you kill us, you'll cease to exist. It's better that than be forced to live like you, trapped like rats forever together, marooned in deep space. Your answer, 30 seconds. Cat says, so what do we do? So what is it? So Vera says, have we got any chance of winning? Their craft is greatly upgraded. We have no chance whatsoever. Then I say fight, says Rimmer.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Now, also, given that the places that they've been throughout time, it does suggest that they actually did acquire the hyperdrive for light speed travel.
Well, yeah, this is the future version of them now. Having back in time, got stuck and only been able to travel forward until they encountered another version of themselves.
Right. But given that they are able to be at all those places, so now Starbug is effectively a TARDIS.
Yeah.
The other Starbug. Anyways.
Exactly.
TARDIS.
So Rimmer says, then I say fight. And Crichton says, Mr. Rimmer? And he says, better dead than Smeg.
That's a nice line, by the way.
That's Rimmer. That's Rimmer's borderline final evolution.
That's our
Lister says,
finest moment.
Probably. Lister says, cheers, Cat. Cat says, better dead than sofa side butt. Lister says, Crichton, better anything than that toupee. Lister says, shields up, arming lasers. Cat says, bringing her around. Crichton says, target acquired. Lister says, locking on, firing. Rimmer says, direct hit. Crichton says, Starbug. Excuse me, I don't know what's happening to me. Crichton says, Starbug thrusters. Nice shooting, sir. Cat says, bringing her around to reserve. Rimmer says, threat warning. They've got a lock on us. Lister says, I'm going in for the main fuel tank. Crichton says, they're in your sight. Lister says, locked on. Fire. Lister's console blows up.
Yep.
And he is showered in sparks. He's sent to the floor, flying near Crichton. And Crichton says, Mr. Lister. Cat says, is he okay? Crichton says, he's dead. He's dead, sir. Rimmer says, the hole's going to go. We'll all be dead in a minute. Another explosion. Cat is sent flying on top of Crichton's console. Again, the jolting effect is absent. Rimmer says, Cat? Which is about the first time he's called him by his name. Crichton says, dead. But there may be but there may be bang, another
Yep.
explosion. Crichton is dead. Rimmer shouts, Crichton, there may be a what? A way out of this? Is that what you were going to say? Speak, Crichton. How can we change what's happening? And then he suddenly realizes something.
It's all on him.
Dun, 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 dun.
I know,
Time for
right?
Rimmer to
It's
rise
a
and
little
shine.
bit- it's a little bit. Can you believe it's come to Rimmer?
Right?
Well, it had to. 'Cause the whole
Starbug,
story was about him. It was
Exactly.
about him up to this point.
while Starbug is being rocked with explosions, he hurries to the midsection, grabs a bazookoid, kicks open the smashed door, and runs through the ship. Avoiding the falling pieces of the ceiling, he arrives at the engine room. He takes aim at the time drive and pulls the trigger on the bazookoid. The time drive is destroyed. But at the same time,
So is Starbuck.
a laser shot hits Starbug and completely destroys it. Shot of Starbug moving through space. A laser blast hits it and it is completely destroyed. To be continued.
Which is the first time we've ever seen
Yeah.
a cliffhanger of sorts.
And
Which, yeah.
And
that's it for the
Is
episode.
one of my favorites ever.
it's a great
that's
episode.
emotional, and that's it's for a sitcom. That's really it really gets hold of you. It really gets hold of
Yeah.
you.
In those
And-
last couple of minutes, you're like, oh.
All that comedy, all
They
those
will get
years
that.
building up to, an actual dramatic moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And suddenly you're
all
like,
dead.
what happened?
And
What
there it is.
happened?"
I think that might be part of the Robert Grant problem. I think he might have wanted it to end there.
He did.
But-
It's a fact. He wanted it. He wanted out. He wanted no more Red Dwarf. Yeah.
He was out,
That
man.
was- that was it. He
And he
died.
took everyone else with him.
Yeah. And this is not the first time that Rimmer. This is the first, but not the last time that Rimmer will be the last one left alive, because it happens again at the end of Series 8 with an even more confusing cliffhanger.
Well, that is never resolved, and that's what I hate so much
That's why a
about
lot of people
Red Dwarf.
hate Series 9. Yeah, because it's never really explained what the fuck happened. But whatever. Anyway,
I know what was
what do you
supposed
guys
to.
think? What do you guys think?
Well, fantastic.
I mean, we've done it. We've finished the original run of Red Dwarf.
Right. And I mean, it is, in a
I
show like this,
would like. Sorry, Joe.
That's all right. That's all right. In a show like this, to have all that comedy for years and years and years build up leads to what is a high tense situation with a cliffhanger
Where they all die.
where they all die. Yeah, I mean, it's it's certainly a bold choice, but it is a way to kind of assert that you're not going back. This thing has done its thing, and so it on that level, I find it, creatively, yeah, it's go out while people still are wanting more, and do
which
it
they
in such a
were
way
gonna
that's very
do.
unexpected.
Funny thing is there are officially 6 more series,
Right?
And
At
and
least
while they're
two
not
of
as celebrated as the original 6, they are very good.
Right.
And
I got a question. Is this meant originally as the end of everything?
well, we don't know. No one has ever really
that was
told
literally
anyone.
what I was just asking Will.
Because the second part, like when they're the other crew is wanting the coordinates, the timestamp coordinates,
Well, I
the
mean,
whole
here's
thing,
the thing.
the last 10 minutes felt a bit rushed, which
Yeah.
for me is that the original idea was for probably this episode to be a two-parter, and for it to be the end of everything. That's how it went. Because I've seen several TV series that have been canceled mid-season, and they have had to re-scrap the last several episodes to kind of deliver to the audience some kind of an ending. And
what happened is, at the exact moment that Starbug is destroyed by the laser, Rimmer blows up the time drive.
Right.
Which
means
if you know anything about time travel, means they will never now be able to
become those
turn
versions.
into those future versions,
Exactly,
which would presumably therefore negate them being killed by their future selves, because their future selves will no longer exist to kill them.
That's the action that he made. I'm telling you that the overall pace.
Well, on a Sony Viacam in his next episode.
And let's be fair, the viewing public were not as savvy to the rules of time travel in 1993. All the normies, as we are as geeks in 2025.
It's the grandpa paradox. You go back in time, kill your grandpa.
Right,
and
not something that was commonly discussed in pubs in the 90s.
Yeah,
now different, very different. But that was the way it is back then. He created a situation where them being killed would, and smart fucking good boy Rimmer for realizing what it was he had to do.
Maybe it was.
All he had to do was blow up the
out of
time
it. Is that what you were
machine
saying, Crichton?
I mean, you could argue that if
it does refer back to their other time traveling.
Anal Doctor Who fan Will for a second here. Rimmer would be unable to destroy the time machine in that particular scenario because of the events that led up to him deciding to destroy it were caused by the fact that they existed in the first place.
Right.
But I don't care. It's fun. It's Red Dwarf. It's not meant to be taken as seriously as Doctor Who is. But it is still an issue. But fuck it, whatever.
Right.
This way, the show could stop or it could continue, even
Right.
with the to be continued ending.
And
Rob Grant didn't want to do it. Doug Naylor did. Doug Naylor did. Rob Grant didn't.
And the last time that they did, well, not the last time, but one of the times when they were doing time travel stuff, they had the whole conversation about phasing back in, and they've dealt with everybody coming back to reality from being in a temporal void space of sorts. So, it is smart in that regard, in that it creates a satisfying kind of cliffhanger outro that this cataclysmic event happens simultaneously to an event that counters it. And
exactly.
So, it's
you don't know which reality. Either reality could now dominate based on. I mean, you could argue, well, he shot the time drive first,
right?
And it might take a few seconds for the timelines to correct. To be honest, you're not going to get the answer, because when Series 7 starts, I don't think there is an answer. Is there? I don't think there's actually any attempt.
So even the to be continued is just a MacGuffin of sorts.
I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, I don't remember a scene in Series 7 that explains what happened.
Yeah. No. I will be honest, last night when I watched this, I thought about going and continuing into Season 7. I was like, no, I'll just watch them.
Oh, no, I'm wrong.
I'll give myself a little bit of time. I don't want to know too much.
I'm totally wrong.
So,
I am. I always forget this. I always fucking forget this. Yeah. There's a whole sequence where Lister explains.
I was gonna say that it did seem
exactly
kind of
what happened
when they got us up to speed in Season 2.
Yeah, at the end of the start of Series 3 with the huge crawl.
It's crawl, right?
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm right. Lister does a hello, is this thing on?
Yeah.
And explains what happened. I always forget that. I think it's because they didn't show it in some later broadcasts because it was irrelevant if you didn't.
Oh well, I first saw it on the extended VHS.
Oh right, I
I'm
first
not
saw
even
it on
fucking
UK
kidding,
Gold.
VHS.
Yeah, no, there's a whole bit before, I think before even the credits roll.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what I'm referring to.
yeah. Yeah, no, that it will be explained in full. And to be honest, everything I've just said is obviously predicting what would happen. You know, he shot the time drive first, so there we go. Anyway, I great pair of episodes.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider this the end of the golden age of Red Dwarf, and I strongly disagree, because I have barely laughed at the modern series just as much as any other, and I still think, in fact, I'm almost of the opinion that Naylor alone is better.
Yeah, I mean, for my opinion, it is the end of the beginning.
All right.
I love Series 7. I love Series 8.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Series 7 because I know there are some real set piece moments in it. Like, I always mention Crichton with the tank. It's coming.
I'm really hoping that you're going to convince me about Back to Earth, because I fucking hate it.
Well, I don't know because I've watched it 3 times. The first time I didn't like it very much, but I laughed at the zoom reflect joke. But I thought, yeah, I was trying to like it, but I didn't like it. Then I saw it again, and I thought, yeah, this is actually all right. And then I saw it again, and I was like, this is fine. I don't know what the hell I was on about. So,
But
this
then,
is perfectly acceptable Red Dwarf.
And I thought it was okay.
10's great. I love 10. 10's great.
Series 11,
10's not that different from 5.
And the cat movie, I thought kicked
11
off.
and 12 are fucking.
So I know we're ending this on a high.
Right.
It's all good.
And we've got 2 seasons before the dip.
And don't worry, everybody. We've still got weeks and weeks of this to go.
Right.
Like tons. There are still pretty much the same number of episodes to go
through. We can do
me and Will 7 and 8 or each 8,
like
10, 11, and 12 are 6 episodes. 9 is 3, and 13 is only 2. We're only halfway.
Yeah. But to what you're saying, Will, back in the day before music was so on demand and instant, you would buy an album, right? And you might, and this is especially say for a band like Talking Heads, right? The first time you listen to it, it's like, what is all this? And then, but it grows on you the more you kind of spend time, and then you actually start getting like the nuance of these things.
You start actually listening.
Right, rather than just hearing it.
Yeah.
And so
when Red Dwarf Back to Earth came out, Series 9, I can't remember what fucking year that was. I think it was 2009.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I always watch these episodes twice before we do the reviews, is so that I can actually watch it, but then I can also go through with a little bit more of an analytical kind of lens to kind of think about things. And,
that's it. Yeah, Red Dwarf Back to Earth, also referred to as Red Dwarf 9, 3-part miniseries, broadcast between the 10th and 12th of April 2009. It had been 11 years between Series 8 and Series 9. So during which time Craig Charles had gone off and become a soap opera actor on a British soap opera called Coronation Street. That is fucking awful trash.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
But in Back to Earth, they actually encounter Craig Charles and go to Coronation Street.
Yeah, I
nice.
Yeah, there's a bit of reality fucking in Back to Earth, and a lot of people get on it, but actually, I think it's really solid. I think it gets really good. But you know what? We'll get to that in time. What did you think of these episodes?
I would say they were fundamentally solid. I still think that the standout were
Gunman.
Gun World, obviously, and even Sirens. Two
Gunman
of
of the
those,
Apocalypse and Sirens. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, the
Those are my
double
favorites,
shot
yeah.
was quite good.
Yeah.
But this was serviceable, but it did seem these were 2 episodes that were a little bit more kind of linear. They weren't quite
It
as
seemed like
successful
they
in
might
the
be
moment to
getting a
moment, but they
little
had
tired.
right.
Like they might be getting just a little bit
going
worn
crazy.
out. And I think you can tell that Rob Grant's heart wasn't in it anymore. And it's not that I'm shitting on the episodes because they're very good. They're very funny.
Right.
It's just that you've hit that peak. You've had Sirens, Legion, Gunman, and then Emo Hawk, which is like a grand tour. It's like a victory lap of the show, you know. And then you get like Rimmerworld, which is very good, but you can't help but feel that you've seen it before,
right?
Because you've done Terraform, you've done Justice, and this doesn't quite hit those peaks. When it comes to, there's no real psychoanalysis of Rimmer. It's just, hey, Rimmer's an asshole. What if there were 1,000 of him?
And there's
and he was the one they rejected. The only
But
real joke in the
I will
episode
say
is that he's too Rimmer to be Rimmer.
Right.
What we've got coming next in Series 7 is
a welcome refresher, a change of tone and pace.
I mean, it is changed, but it's also the same. Like it's it's enough of the same.
But I think what
there was probably time within that to actually have a creative refresh.
Yeah,
though.
well, they had 4 years off.
Right.
It was 1993. Was in fact, the first one we watched today, that was broadcast this week, 32 years ago.
Wow.
November 4th. So there's that. And so that's how fucking long ago it was. Then they had 4 years off. And Red Dwarf Series 7 was broadcast in 1997.
Right. And that's what I mean by these are solid, serviceable episodes, because Gunmen of the Apocalypse, obviously, there's not a moment wasted in all of that. It is just, it's everything is necessary, and they tightly compacted it all into that story, and it works. But after something so effective, the next few things are going to kind of be shadowed by it no matter what. And so these episodes, while solid, aren't quite to that level, because it is kind of
they're doing more explorative shit, especially in the most in Out of Time. But they're also kind of looking for a way out.
Right.
But it seems like almost the argument between the writers taking place. That last scene. Sorry, go on, Helzo.
Yeah. Sorry, just to interrupt, because I have to jump out. I just
want
to say.
I'm sorry.
Oh, then
no worries.
Before you go.
Thank you very much for having me again. Every time is an absolute blast.
Pleasure,
just
mate.
2 words about the episode. Amazing episode, not the best, but I did like the ending. I did enjoy that ending. They were the tone change was very well made, in my opinion. Even though as I said, it was a bit rushed. And I think that's why I asked if the original idea was to have it like a 2-parter to end the series as a whole. But it's great episodes. But I don't know what to say, because the show is great as a whole, and I don't have a bad episode yet.
This is where we're going.
I've seen that picture. I've seen that. Yeah, like so in this episode, the future wasn't so out of place.
They look a lot better than the versions we just
saw.
Right.
So thank you very much. Have a great rest of the show. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you soon.
Indeed. Watch out for the Vindiluvians. They're in your house, man.
Take care, bro.
Thanks for the Vindiluvian skits. They were funny as fuck.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm going to refine those.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, buddy. Take care. Anyway, guys, so I tell you what I was going to say is that last sequence there, the last sort of 5 minutes of that episode, feels like Rob Grant and Doug Naylor having a fucking argument in their writing right in front of us.
Mm.
Like Rob Grant wants out. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He thinks that they need to move on. Doug Naylor thinks he's found his magnum opus. He wants to do this for the rest of his fucking life. And he will, apparently. So you've got like two realities fighting each other. One where they get killed, one where they don't. And both are played out as a compromise. And that was it. That was the last Rob Grant did of Red Dwarf.
Yep.
Yep.
And apart from his
I mean,
novel.
it got really bad because it was getting to the point where when they were writing the books and they were on like the third or the fourth book, he wanted them to write entire chapters separately.
Ooh.
Like, you do this chapter, I'll do the next one.
Right,
you do this
right,
one, I'll
right.
do the next. And then he wanted them to do episodes like that as well. And it's like, and you know, we've all been friends with someone who's like that. I've done collabs with people,
right?
Not on YouTube, but with people who eventually just decide they've had enough and they don't want to do this anymore. It's like, I see. Okay, well,
Right.
that's fine. And I've been that guy too. You know, I mean, I had friends that I used to do silly things and have fun and make funny things with in England, and then I ditched them. So,
right. Well, you start playing with the formula, you're always going to get something different, even if it's similar.
Correct.
You know, it's the difference between Coke, New Coke, and Coke Classic. Right.
It's chemistry.
Right.
Combustible elements. You know, chemical reactions can't be undone.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it is what it is. And from this point on, Red Dwarf will be a little different, but not really different, to be honest. 7 plays with cinematography and serious tones at times. 8 goes all the way back into comedy with a completely different paradigm that we'll get to, which I've done my absolute fucking best not to reveal. 9 is you know, 11 years later. 9 is a victory lap for the show, really, and it's hit and miss. 10 is when the show really came back and they actually did a series again. 6 episodes, different stories, isolated, self-contained. We're still here. We still got it. Fuck you. And then 11 and 12 just build on that.
All right.
So you get a mini sort of 4, 5, and 6 with 10, 11, and 12. No, it's not 4, 5, and 6. It's more like 3 seasons of
I love
5.
11 and 12 in the movie, and I love 7 and 8. So,
oh, they're all good. Honestly, it's all good. I haven't had a bad experience ever with Red Dwarf, ever, really. Worst experience I've had with Red Dwarf, probably Back to Earth, and I still like it. And it's not because I'm trying.
I'm halfway with you there. That's by far the worst experience I've had with it, and I wouldn't go as far as to say I still like it.
Well, you will see. We will see. We will see.
Yeah,
it'll be an interesting one because it'll also be an extra long stream when we do 3 fucking episodes back to back.
Yeah, and it was like nearly 30 years ago. So, you know, I
Back
might.
to Earth?
Yeah,
it was 2009.
Yeah,
wasn't nearly 30 years ago.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, it was nearly 20 years ago.
Just over half, you know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I guess we'll wrap things up for today. I'm honestly, I'm not.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're still evidently in the physical effects of your.
I'm not feeling too great, as it turns out. But we do have one thing we can enjoy. First of all, James the fucking legend op for $10 says, John, my VTuber avatar is just my original profile picture that I drew into a game character. Will sent you the DM with the comparison.
Yeah, and what I was saying is
sorry.
And all I was saying, what I said earlier, is that you remind me of a character within the Fallout setting where I kind of do that,
It looks
but
like
for
someone who's
Cyberpunk.
talking to you in first person in an old PC game.
Yeah,
which is exactly what he was going for.
And it's great.
You've captured it magnificently, sir. Second,
10. Drop it. Yeah. I've seen your heart across the screen. Every cheer, every dream in between. You stayed up late, you pressed restart. You level love right off the chart. I'll show you something good tonight. A little shimmer in the neon light. You gave your time, your touch, your mood. So now I'll show you something good. From velvet skin to crimson eyes. I'm your reward, your sweet surprise. You've been faithful, brave and true. Now I'll show all my thanks to you. Oh, a flicker, a glance, a dangerous grin. A promise to let the fantasy in. Your dreams have fed our mystic mind. So take a hand into the we'll show you something tonight. Not just pixels in the light. You believed, you fought, you stood. Now we'll show you something good. No cheat codes, no hidden key. Just pure affection. Faithfully, our hearts are yours. You understood. Now come and see. Something good. Something
can't hear you. You muted yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was having a coughing fit earlier. That's right.
He's
Right
having a
before we-
spooging fit, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Yes. If only they were made out of hard light.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
Hard light. Very good. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the boobage. If we went
So much
all the
so
way
that
to
I
100,
inadvertently
it
muted
would
myself.
be MGS time. I'm going to make some new ones soon too. Taking nominees for game series or anime or TV shows. Just in time. Wow, long time no see, buddy. Says for $2, Expedition 33 got screwed. Fuck the woke awards. That is all.
If I could give you a little bit of advice, don't awards mean fuck all. They're just it's stealth marketing. It doesn't matter.
What happened? The Game
Whatever-
Awards isn't until December.
Right, but I mean, they're starting to do stuff now because we're now in November, so there are various awards that are being given out. But awards don't fucking matter for anyone. If you enjoy a game, you enjoy a game. Sales matter.
Well, I mean,
and
that's
things like
first
that.
of all,
So-
that's true from a moral support stance. Secondly, I think if I mean, look, there is no way in this world that Expedition 33 is winning Game of the Year at the Keeleys. There's no way in hell, even though it is the best game of this year, without equal. There are lots of great games this year. Fuck them all compared to Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is a towering achievement, a masterpiece, a transcendent work of art, the game of a generation. And I will be putting together a special stream with Hypno, Wizard, and Smash JT before the end of this year, probably during the holiday season.
Yeah.
I don't know whose channel. It'd be stupid to do it on this one. Better to do it on one of theirs. the bigger channels, where we can all talk about just how that game affected us as players, as humans. And it's up there. It's on the pantheon for me with all the greats. Truly,
and as much as 2024,
and it doesn't matter what Jeff Keighley or anyone else thinks.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what they think. And as a final point, we also have the Real Game Awards, of which I'm a nominating and voting member. And I guarantee you Expedition 33 is going to clean up at that. And I'm not saying that because I have any influence. I don't. I'm just a paid nominating and voting member. There, we will see some justice for Expedition fucking 33.
Right.
Especially if it does get felted at the Game Awards.
Yeah, and as much as the year 2024 was the year of the gaming flopbuster, and all of those
it's
terrible,
the year of the indies.
Right. 2025 has been the ascent and full culmination of that,
It's been, I tell you what it is. It's been every fucking thing I was saying in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Let the industry burn. Let's see some indies. I didn't know what was coming. I just thought it's time for some indies to show us what gaming is really about. And boy, did they.
Back to its roots. Yeah, this has been quite the year. And
do you know what it makes me think is that there's always been indies like hiding behind that have been ready.
Of course.
But now they're forming an industry.
But this year, all the standout stuff from month to month and whatnot, it hasn't been AAA slot titles. Nobody gives a shit about that.
The only reason anyone's talked about the AAA industry this year has been talking about how abysmally badly the games have performed. And when it comes to the indies,
no one needs to buy the bestest graphics cards anymore.
No, I mean, it's not even about that. It's like we've had not just Expedition 33, but we've had Schedule 1, Silk Song. It goes on and on and on.
Right, and even the larger releases that did well weren't even original titles, like Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah, that's the only one that
20-year-old game.
Yeah, and you know why it worked? Because they didn't fuck with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This year has been an absolute demonstration to all of the AAA companies that this shit ain't gonna fly anymore. Look at Square Enix; they're closing departments. They're distancing themselves from the West again. They're laying off everybody. It's a total victory. 2025 is a total victory. It doesn't matter what Moriarty thinks. It only matters what you think.
Yeah,
and what what I seem to align, and that's what matters. We will play what we fucking want.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
So we have the power as we always did.
Yeah, even the last few days, everyone's talking about how much fun and how great Arc Raiders is, even though this is supposed to be Battlefield 7's time to shine, and no one gives a fuck. More people talk about Arc Raiders than I do Battlefield.
It says, my point is, that's true. Arc Raiders is making more noise than Battlefield 6, and Battlefield 6 is one of the noisiest, positive-wise, noisiest AAA games of the year. And you're still getting felted in terms of this, like, gamers discussing it by Arc Raiders. And we've seen this before with Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong last year, all these fucking games. The tide is turning. The AAA industry is a bloated fucking mess that is built on straw and string and staples at this point, borrowing other people's money. It will collapse. And when it does, it won't matter because we'll still have people making games like Expedition 33 and fucking Schedule 1 and
they'll just be getting more of the money when they put it out.
They'll just have if Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard and Square Enix and all of them just fucking imploded tomorrow and went under.
There's more than enough
any games anymore.
talent, skill, ability, and passion.
Well, I guess we'll go look at our backlogs for a while until the next wave of indie amazingment comes out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Anyway, he says, my point is before woke, the best games used to win until early 2010s.
Well,
to a degree, yes. Even in the 2010s, even in the 2000s, there was a certain amount of corporate buying in.
But, it has become more corporatized.
I certainly think that the Keighley Awards have done nothing but turn it into the Oscars which is just a bought and paid for shillathon.
You know,
And that's why we don't care about Game Awards. We don't care about AAA.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Revel in it.
And I can honestly say a harbinger of the things to come was, what was it, in 2004, 2005? I was in the pilot program, you know, at SCAD for game design as, you know, an actual thing that you could go to college for now. And so that was when, leading up to the 2010s, as you're talking about, that's where a lot of this narrative design is the prototype for DEI models. You know, all this kind of stuff about trying to have inclusivity and all that stuff was ushered in during the 5 years that I was there, you know, living in Spain, going to college, and doing all that kind of stuff.
I went back to college a couple of years ago to retrain as a chef, and there were fucking pronoun badges all over the place. Like
right. But
member.
The point I'm saying, though, Rhoda, is, you know, this was all leading in. And as that was getting ushered in, that was when the more corporatization aspects were taking shape. And so when you get to 2010, at that point in time, they have started filling in those roles and doing all that kind of stuff. And it has become about backroom deals. And that's I don't give a shit.
Too. Although that was a corporation humbling itself before its audience. So.
Right. And yet another thing, giving...
You know, that's the funny fucking thing. Let's not forget, the common denominator here is Konami.
Yeah.
Who felted themselves for years, wrote off gamers, fucked everybody. Fortunately, didn't get sucked into the DEI rabbit hole because they were barely paying attention to that because they were too busy investing in fucking pachinko machines. Right. What's happened? They got felted. They came back, tail between their legs, gave us the Suikoden remasters and Metal Gear Solid Delta. Two huge fucking releases that actually did justice to the core properties. That's them apologizing. Result, sales.
Right. And people actually saying, you know what, I will actually give them a little bit of leeway to see where it goes next.
Me too. I would have told you if you'd asked me 2 years ago, or let's make it a little more realistic, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I wrote off
when there was no sign of any revival in sight at all. What I thought of Konami, I would have called them the scum of the earth, the worst gaming company there is, even worse than the woke ones, because they abandoned us. And then they come back, tail between their legs, apology tour, Suikoden revival movement, fucking Metal Gear Solid Delta. Now, I have a lot of time for Konami.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see what they do with the Metal Gear Solid collection too. You know,
we'll be watching with great interest.
Right. But yeah, all the stuff. And
Justin Suikoden is brilliant. I know you know, man. I know you were there watching me when I was playing them back in March, April.
But much the way gamers often do, you know, we find a way to deal with the problem and actually resolve it, and you know, go from there. And so the shift in the last few years, pointing out all that bullshit and then actually giving the rise back to the indies and
what do we want? Games.
They're good.
Games to play. Hopefully with some great stories. That would be lovely. We want to escape, play as someone else in a different world with different rules that we can use and abuse when necessary or when profitable to indulge ourselves and have fun and literally just relax. What do we not want? A constant reminder of the dizzying, maddening bullshit that surrounds us all the time in this fucking world these days. And they will not fucking learn that. And good. Don't learn. Fucking die. Yeah. Die Square Enix. Die Activision. Die Ubisoft. Die Blizzard. Die EA. I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Rockstar's
I already had the games you made that were good. I don't need any more from you. If you refuse to make any more good shit, then I'm not going to fucking need to play it. Fine by me. There's lots of other fucking young hopefuls out there who are making Expedition 33s. And as long as that's the fucking case, well, I'm going to be happy as a pig in shit. So go ahead and burn yourselves to the ground. Keep going with the DEI. Keep releasing iterative, fucking pointless nonsense sequels that we don't want or ask for. Keep doing it. Long may you continue, or rather, long may you continue to believe that you can. Because the longer you continue to believe that you can, the quicker you will burn and die, and there'll be nothing left of you, and we can get back to gaming.
Yeah. I don't care how pretty it looks. if GTA 6 ends up being just as much as a chore quest as GTA 5 and GTA Online specifically turned into, I don't care. Even if it's not woke, it's still something that I'm just going to be like, dude, I played that for a fucking decade. I don't have another decade of doing the exact same chore-based kind of tedium.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed. Like, it became the thing that I played when I was watching something, and I'm 60% watching, or 70% watching the thing, and the rest of the time I'm just like, okay, treasure chest, climb the wall, kill the guy, get the chest. Okay, next chest. Okay, climb the wall, kill the guy, next chest. It became that, and to be honest, there's a place for that. There is. There is a place for that kind of gaming. Just something to do while you're watching something else.
Right.
But it's not what you should base the game around. And then when Origins came out and then Odyssey and the sequels, it turned into that. It's a fucked up version of an RPG where all of all of the systems are manipulative as fuck, designed to extract your time on meaningless remedial tasks that you don't need to be doing.
Tedious chore crafting.
Yeah. And if you tie that to success in the game, then you fucked up. What you should do is make it optional, like they used to.
Yeah. People used to get lost in the side quest, and now it's like the side quest is,
that's the game. Yeah.
That is the game.
Just in time for another $2 says identity existence turns all it touches to shit.
Emphasis on the she.
Yeah, it does. Identity politics. This is the reason people don't like Ben Shapiro, by the way, with all the crap he's been spewing for the last year and a half or so. Because even though he's a conservative, he does identity politics.
Yeah.
No
very
one
much
likes
so.
identity politics. No one likes to focus on your fucking tick boxes. No one. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're from, what color you are, what sex or whatever, as long as you come at me as a fucking person, not a box of fucking checks. Oh, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. I don't give a fuck. That's the surest fire way to put someone's fucking back up, is when you don't have a goddamn personality because you are an identity group in a person. You're not a person.
Yeah.
You're not an individual.
You've not changed.
You can't have an identity without an identity.
Right.
Drives me nuts, brother. Drives me nuts.
Yeah. The Sonic one.
Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. Rhoda, what have you done? You sent me 10 quid. Why? I'm sitting right here.
Like it.
He says we have not stupid people in our midst. Well said. We're not stupid people, and no one in the chat is a stupid person either.
Indeed, indeed.
Hello, Will. You're looking red. What is it with the red today? Shall I just never wear red again as long as I live?
you do look a bit West Ham.
Well, that's just
the blue light burnout. Blue light burnout. Yeah.
Fuck West Ham, man. Fuck West Ham. But fair enough. Yeah. And no one here is stupid. No one here is stupid. I'm never wearing red again. By the way, that was 10.
10.
It's fucking annoying. Her bottom of her tits lands right where the super chat is.
Drop it. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm so red, apparently. I'm simply red. Holding back the years. Fucking nonsense. All right, guys, that's it. That's enough for today. I am battered.
He's talking to me.
No, not that. That's Christopher. No one likes Christopher. No one likes Christopher.
I can't even do it because I go into the Sid Barrett song that it's ripped off from. So that I'm trying to go. I wanna fall.
on his dude.
No, I can't do it. I'm going into the Sabbath chain.
Simply Red, named because he was a Man United fan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know you like we're United, but oh god.
Oh, you are too, aren't you? Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. Me,
I really must try to keep track of that now for my old man, because he was the biggest Man United fan. He was such a big fucking Man United fan.
Okay, we'll get on it in a minute.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't know me by now. Anyway, I am going to end the show. Okay. So what I need you to do is some outros.
Indeed. Indeed.
Rhoda, what's going on with you, buddy?
I'm not sure. I'm still recovering from my weekend away in London. I had a fantastic time. I came back like completely not unalive. Look at me. Look, I'm totally living and everything.
Look at this motherfucker. Didn't get stabbed.
Yeah. Yeah, no stabby. Mm-hmm.
Good for you. Someone probably did.
Yeah, someone else probably did.
No enrichment, no insemination.
No one who was with me did. So yeah, so that's why it's been kind of quiet over my way for the last few days. Sharoda's alive, Rivakari says. Yeah.
Sharoda.
Sharoda. Yeah, it kind of it was worth it as well, because what me and Malot was going up there for was the Marilyn Manson gig, and he kicked ass, as he has done for like the last 5 years. Like he used to be a bit like hit and miss. Like,
well, getting sober has helped.
One day he'd be great, and one day he'd be shy. He sorted himself out when he went on tour with Alice Cooper. And Alice Cooper had a word with him. And since then, he's been fucking solid. So, yeah. Maybe I'll go and see Alice Cooper one day.
Cool. Good.
Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, shit will be back to normal next week. Apart from the fact that we've got like way more hours than usual. But as far as you guys are concerned, as far as the show's concerned, I'll still be around. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start doing my own streams again. Probably the week after this, but at the moment it's a little bit like I'm being squeezed to death because we've got the Christmas period coming up at work and all that fucking shit. Like working in retail, I'm sure like probably half of you have worked in retail. So that's sort of John, because you already
I've
know.
worked plenty. Before we move on, James up for $2. Should I put a yellow exclamation mark quest marker over my head?
You should make an animation for it at least.
That should be a thing where you can switch to that when you want to. Yeah, that would be kind of funny. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, what you really want is this. Because we all moved on from World of Warcraft a few years ago. This is your main quest marker from Final Fantasy 14. So there's that one too.
What is it?
It means it's a main story quest.
I know that. I mean, what's the fucking quest?
Oh,
well, that's what you find out when James Opp starts.
Let me end the show. Is the quest right now?
Indeed.
No, don't.
Let me go to bed.
No,
I'm tired.
Please. Yeah.
John, what's going on, man?
It is Sunday, so of course I will be doing a show tonight with Toasty, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, over on her channel on Rumble. You can find me over there hanging out with her throughout the week, Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays at that time. And I finally have the PC here, and I've just been waiting for some time off. So when the show gets done tonight, I will, in fact, actually start tearing this down, and I will not be accessible for the next day. I wouldn't, you know.
She says she's not sure if she's doing the show tonight.
Oh well, then I might get on with it earlier.
Sooner.
Yeah, because that's the thing I've just been waiting for is an actual good length of time unencumbered with everything, so I can actually, because I got to tear all this stuff down, rebuild it back up again, and then I have to install Windows in the new system and start moving shit over. So I will be working with that for the next day or so of time, and then we will be back here on Tuesday morning at the time that we always begin, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you know, as everybody in this who made it this far in the show, you know the days we're here: Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and the random odd Jackbox games whenever they might break out. And then now
I meant to do it today, as we still kind of owe it, and I really did, but I'm so tired and not feeling very well, so maybe I can get some sleep and do it tomorrow.
I would definitely suggest get some rest in. And then on the weekends, starting still at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do the Weekend Culture on Honey Badger Arcade. And then when that show concludes at 2 p.m. Eastern, basically I have an hour right in between the two, which is enough time to go from one studio to the other and set up. I am now doing the Jester's Act with Heavenly Jester twice a month is what we're starting with, so that way you can kind of, you know, roll into the position and everything like that. So yeah, my week is just full of doing production work and everything. And now that I know that I don't have anything to do after this stream, I guess I'm gonna, you know, start tearing all this shit down. But with that said, though, thank you everybody who hung out with us for the last 4 hours, we greatly appreciate it. Every time that we see you here in the chat, it only makes us want to do this thing all the more and entertain and this broader community. And of course, always great hanging out here with you guys every day that we do it during the week, and even more so on Sundays because we have Helza with us. But with all that said, you know, you all have a wonderful week going forward. Of course, safe travels ahead. Be awesome as always.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's been here for the duration or lurking, like Jen. And apparently I'm not quite recovered yet. I'm pretty knackered. So I'm going to sleep, and I'll be back tomorrow with Hyperdrive time, come hell or high water, because I need to make some new content. And that'll be probably what's up for tomorrow only. Maybe some Jackbox. We'll see how it goes. We do kind of owe about an hour of Jackbox, but if we can fill the bar tomorrow, then we'll play on and on and on, as always. In the meantime, guys, it's great. We've gone through first 5, 6 now seasons of Red Dwarf. We'll be ranking the episodes, ranking ourselves silly on Tuesday in front of you all. So watch out for that. And you know the drill. You know where to find me. It's me. You're always here. It's always the same people. So I'll see you then. Thank you to St. Hugo, Dramatica Law, James Op, Disgusting, Smeg-Heads, and T-Jab Steve. James Op again, T-Jab Steve again, James Op again, Just in Time, Rhoda, legend, and James Op once again for your kind donations or helps. That's probably enough to buy a box of formula. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, take care. Spike your hair. Question everything. Respect the fans. Check out the Discord. The link is below. Boys of the Fans.
That's right.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.